What's up, team? Morning. How's it going, everyone? How's it going? Hopefully you guys had a good day yesterday. All right, we caught those early longs, and I said my bias is really for upside. It felt like a squeeze was on, and boy, oh boy, did they do it. You would have seen me towards the end of the stream get knocked out on my second attempt of the long off the sort of holder value. And, well, we went and did a little bit of a rip face, didn't we, all day? Just grindy as shorts. Keep trying to guess tops. They become the liquidity, and we get expansion mode higher, which is what we've seen into the close yesterday. Nvidia earnings came out, blowout earnings, but people didn't like the guidance. Even though guidance was good, it was more on the spend in AI, which remains a problem in tech right now. So we've got two kind of issues across the bigger market right now in tech, seeing the sell-off. It's the broader spend in AI, and then, contrary to that, it's the damage that AI is doing to these software companies, all the potential damage. So software remains, well, soft, right? Very weak yesterday. You would have seen the same thing, like the trade desk and what were these other ones yesterday? I'm trying to think. But they all got absolutely hammered. All right, so as we come back in here and we look at the daily, we can see we've now completed that mean reversion off the lower Bollinger Band over the 20-day, tagged the 50-day, and we're starting to get a little bit stuck here. Why? Okay, this is a key area on the yearly, right? As we drift up over 400, you can see we get thin. All right, so this can be possible resistance in here. 400, big shelf. Over 400, acceptance over 400, we probably come and tag into sort of 580, maybe even all the way up into 700 and 900. But very plausible today, given that we've just had a breakout, right? Very plausible that we see a failed breakout. Now, there might be some short opportunities up here if they trap intraday bulls or late bulls to the market, all right, for a move back down into range. Once we lose 300s or just under 300s, they have the choice of then coming back into range or losing this for that test of 100. And I can show you that in more detail on the hourly, what we can potentially look for. It really depends how they set up the morning shove. So we look at the hourlies here. I'm just going to bring this one up so it's a little bit bigger for you. All right, you can see we're leaving the last 2 weeks. The current week's value is down here. All right, obviously we will probably nudge it up to here if we spend too much time up here, but current week's value down here, value area high 150, 130. Previous week's value down there as well. All right, so we have to go back 2.5 weeks now to this value area, right? To value starting Monday the 9th. And Monday the 2nd, all right? And we're testing the highs of this value, all right? We've got overlapping value up here. This is where we're getting stuck. This is why there's a red box up here. This is where we're getting stuck. So the market is trying to digest. You can see we've built this node, all right, towards the close yesterday. Well, I guess from mid-morning yesterday and over the close and overnight, all right? So we've not moved outside of this node. This is where we've built liquidity. This means we're finding value here, all right, because we're not going anywhere. So the market is digesting this. We've left value. We're now finding value. So the market has a decision to make here, all right? Does it still deem that this is still too cheap? If so, we're going to go on discovery and we're going to go and push up probably into some of these sort of areas here into 650, and we get very thin above that. I'd be surprised if we can get all the way up to 860s, but you just never know with this market if Nvidia starts to rip faces. It might go in discovery. Now, it might be that that discovery is very short-lived, all right? It might be that they do okay, well, we deem this too cheap. Let's go up, and late bulls come in and get trapped, and they go, hey, enough of this. Let's come right back down to value again, all right? So there might be an opportunity here on a failed break short back in, or even fail to push short back in. But in here, you're going to have to be very careful because it's very choppy range. Now, I can zoom that in more here. Let's just clean up this chart a second. All right, we have to respect this range that we've developed yesterday and overnight. The low of this range is 277s, right? The high of this range really is, might as well call it 400s, 390s. There's the chop. So far above here, no acceptance. So far below here, no acceptance. All right, so these are your edges that you can think about playing. For you guys that are range traders, you could think about fading this back in. You could think about buying this back in. But what I'm going to tell you now is important. We get stuck under here and they don't recover it. There is a very nice short back down to this level here into 100s. This is the higher time frame range, the 5-day balance range breakout level. This would be a breakout retest on a higher time frame. That's very probable. It doesn't have to happen today, But in the next 2-3 sessions, I would say it's somewhat probable that it's going to happen. So you need to be aware of that. If we base above this range here, above sort of 400, they're going to try and find a bid to keep squeezing up. Now, a lot of that is going to depend on NVIDIA, whether NVIDIA finds a bid and whether the rest of the market comes to follow. Okay, so I'd be watching these edges. You can basically call it 400 and 280, 270. All right, watch those edges. If they start to go one way, we can join in. I don't love the buy, if I'm honest. Right, we've already squeezed up on a breakout without a retest, but hey, it's holding 50%. You know, if it wants to do that, we might be forced to join. I would rather wait for the short, to be quite honest. I prefer this move here, this short down, and a buy back there. That is a much safer, easier trade across the board. All right, so hopefully that makes sense. Okay, we go up, up, up. I'll give you your GEX levels so you have those before open as well. So here you go for those of you trading the options chain. All right, there you go. So there's your higher volume node, 0 DTE, placed between 400 and 235, and you might as well call it 270. So over 400 potential squeeze would be up to 525. 645 is the biggest level. Over there, it gets very, very squeezy. I doubt we get over that, but you know, we never see. And the put support, all right, so our level of support right in line with the higher time frame level. So this is the level I'd be interested in buying off today if we're going to come down there. All right, let's move to a 5 minute. Let's move through all the other indexes quickly. All right, ES, very much the same story here. I'll leave the GEX levels on for you. All right, there you go. So remember yesterday we were talking about getting up to 960s. 960s is basically where we closed, all right? So those of you who are on stream, we talked about a move into 960s. We're holding a bid right now. You can see we're very, very thick here. It's the same kind of story. There's your thick level. All right, there's the rotation. All right, so underneath 35's potential flush to 15 or 895. Holding over 73's potential push to 90s, 7,715. So we can also think about failed breakouts, failed breakdowns, right? Same kind of story. Move to the spiders now. So clean it up a little bit for you. All right, nice rip yesterday. You can see we do have relative strength here. I want you to be aware of this, but we are still in one of these. You want to be very, very careful. We are still in one of these on spiders, all right? So they can come right back down again. It's going to get tighter and tighter and tighter until we see follow through. But you can see 695, big level right now on the SPY. Again, down here would be your breakout retest level if they want to do it. They might not want to do it. They might just go, hey, we're going to keep shoving up today. Very, very possible, especially if they turn the algo on for the buy side. But we'll see, folks. We'll see. I certainly won't want to be buying the breakouts of these highs. No chance in hell you're going to catch me doing that. Qs, we're going to have to move some of these levels. All right, so this needs to come right back down here. Right, 610s is the levels. If we're going to be a dip buyer today, all right, if they're going to lose this, 610s on the Q somewhere around there is our first level that would be interested in dip buying. That would be, again, the breakout, retest, and hold. All right, if we're going to go straight squeeze, if they're going to keep holding, remember this is 50% pullback. If they keep holding this, right, then there's an argument for that squeeze and drift higher. Again, location not ideal for the buy there. Really is not ideal. But, you know, if they do it, that's your option. If you want to trade it or not is up to you. Dixie still starting to trying to base out here and build a range. So it's slowed down a little bit. Not bad for the market that while we digest. VIX getting absolute hammered. So if we move out of this, you can see VIX now starting to lose this long-term trend we've been in since the end of December. All right, coming back down to mean. So maybe down to 16s, which would help the market squeeze. We can expect a back test here on the VIX at some point into 19s or 20s. All right, and then if they fade that, the market's got a chance to really start breaking out. If they pull down here and recover it and come back into here, then, you know, we're going to get pressure on the market again. So got eyes on that. We've got 5 or 6 minutes here to get through the mag. Have to be very quickly. All right, Apple looking good. All right, big squeeze out on Tuesday. Held its gains, trading overnight near Tuesday's high. So really the question here is on Apple. Remember, this has got no AI exposure. It's why it has relative strength. Can they get through and get right back up to here? That's the question right now on Apple. Can they just send it? Amazon holding gains as well. This is really nice now. Not come to back test this 605s, but we created a range here. We broke out, we back tested, we held range, we broke out, and now we're just trying to pivot up. It's pretty strong there for this current week and intraday move. Just depends what its next pivots are. We're coming into some key areas. Yeah, so it's got to get over the 12s. And then look, we've got single prints here, so we can come up into the 20s. So we'll see. Top side of the range here, if Amazon can get going, midpoint and then 20s. So 15s and 20s if you're long in that for TPs. Goog. Zoom this down. That's starting to find a bid, but in a range. Yeah, still in its range. Not really at the top side of the range in Goog, but is holding bids over 305s. I think we talked about that yesterday. Can we hold 305s? The answer right now is yes. And not much to do there, really. Kind of trading sideways. Meta trying to find a bid off the lows. This is kind of like Amazon coming back up to the top side of it. So wash down, break, recover up to this point where we have supply. Can it base out here? So it dips to 40s. You want 640s to hold for that drive higher. Otherwise, this would be a lower high. And if it loses that, that's a problem. But opening up a slight gap down there in Meta. Microsoft gapping up. That looks strong right now. Thank God we're starting to catch a bid. So I will wait to see if this offers any pullback in that starts to hold. I'm already long in this, but anything now that starts to hold 90s, I'm going to get more and more interested in long. Okay, because this looks like, you know, a wash which is starting to recover. So if we can hold 90s, I'll think about adding long in my swing position for that move back up. If we lose 90s, obviously I won't. But it looks good intraday. Nice push here. Holding the 400s, you can use that level as your over-under. And NVIDIA, okay, the big one. Right, zoom it out of here so you can see what's happened here on earnings. Blowout earnings, folks. It like beat on pretty much everything. All right, so we've taken out this range. All right, and we took out 200 overnight, I'm pretty sure, on that push. Yeah. So we took out this 200. This is your resistance, 200, 202. If we find bids over that, it's game time. But if we zoom into what's happened, it gave the whole move back and has had to try and find a bid, and it's giving it back again. All right. So lots of guys obviously stuck up at these 200. Bag holders currently are over 200. So big drive up, fails. Here comes the earnings call at 5, and boom, right the way back down. Pivoting into 92s. We've got 90 as the support level here. If they lose 90s, 85s. Look at this, getting very, very heavy. AI right now, the investment in AI is really not being welcomed by the markets. And they committed even more yesterday in that earnings call. So we'll see. Guys might have seen like Michael Burry talking about shorts on a lot of these names which are overinvested, and he's saying they're hiding money or hiding their investments because they're worried about their earnings calls, which may very well be true, but we'll see. Tesla, here's your pivot now. All right, you want to see it hold this. All right, there's breakdown, recovery, breakout. Tesla over 12s looks good. Under 12s, you might get a straight on collapse back down to 400. So that's your pivot on Tesla. Let's have a look at a bit of software here. We're starting to catch a bit of a bid. So that's first chance of a higher low, but they've got to get back over 54s on Oracle. So still holding a little bit, sold some into here. If we start basing out, I feel good about that return back in. I actually felt like we were going to do a bigger wash, but market's been in recovery. But today will be a big day. AMD was selling off versus NVIDIA, but we'll see. 95 is the big level on AMD right now. Netflix caught that bid, like we talked about. So we're still long Netflix. Didn't quite come down to add some bigger size, but coming back into some big resistance. So we'll see next week or the next 2 sessions. If Netflix pulls back and holds sort of 80s and high 70s, maybe we'll add in for some more size on Netflix. And that's pretty much it, folks. Where's this yellow line? Get rid of that. God, these charts look busy right now. It'd be really nice if we can move away from the ranges so we can get rid of half of this stuff. They look awful. I hate it when there's so many lines close together. Never a good sign. Never, ever, ever a good sign. All right, sip of the coffee here. How are we doing for time? 5 seconds. Here we go, folks. So patient at the open, I think, is going to be the key today. Let's see if they test the lower side of this range and break down, or if they just absorb. All right, so I would say patience at the open going to be key. Yes, opening right at VWAP, that's never a good sign. Normally indicates chop if they absorb here. So we'll see. VIX right on a support level. Q's under the 16s. So if we're lucky, we get a move down into here, and then they will either bid it or let that whole thing go. And if they let the whole thing go, we can have some fun today. So we're going to respect the range that we're in so far, though. Most of the mag opening up down. So here's the sell back down into the overnight pivot into sort of these 270s. Now, if we start rejecting this, we can think about the sell all the way down to 100. If they're going to do like a sweep and reclaim, then we're going to play long back inside. So here's to previous day value area low here. And we've got some imbalances down here. So we're going to be very careful here. It's going to make its decision, right? This is what we talked about pre-market. Fail breakout will look like this. Breakdown will look like this. We're going to wait and see who gets trapped here. Right down into the edge. So the good start to the day, better location. All right, some sellers coming in underneath 85s there, so far getting themselves a little bit caught on this reprice higher. So they're, for now, holding bids down here. For now, it's very early in the day, and we haven't swept yet. Orange line would be your sweep. But if you're a range trader, this is what we talked about pre-market. If you like ranges, these are the areas you want to be bidding off, playing the edges. Right back into New York Open here, the midpoint and VWAP. So this is the question now, do they resell this? Do they resell this? Make sure I've got my levels correct. Previous day value 67s. Oh, that's way off. Okay, so testing New York Open and VWAP. So if you did take that long from here, you want to be taking a partial here, because if you can't find acceptance over this level, you will not get to the top side of the range. And they will come and test the bottom side of this range again and see if they can sweep. So if you are long from here, you will need to take a partial into this, because if you can't see this, you won't get this, and you'll get a rejection here and a retest and attempt to take these lows. So there's a short opportunity here for a partial down here as well, because this is midpoint, all right? Rejection of this, they retest this, value area low. If they rebid this, they try that again. So we're just going to wait for rotation. So waiting to see the edges here, if one side wants to let go here today. So value area low on the session here, testing previous day's value area low. If they let go of this, we can expect a sweep of 64s, and then we can make a decision, right? Any potential trades for upside? If you wanted upside, unless you dipped that, for me personally, if I was going to trade upside, I'd want to see a break under here, shorts fly in, and then a recovery of this. That's what I would want to see if I was looking for upside. You want to be very careful though, because if they let go of this, we are very thin under this grey box, all the way down to here, all right, all the way down, and arguably even lower. So there's argument here if they let this go, and you got a mixed bag right now in the mag. Tesla 1.48% down, 1.5% down. Nvidia 2% down. So that thing's selling right now. Okay, Nvidia's selling off pretty hard right now. Microsoft 0.66% up. Meta 0.21% down. Google 1.32% down. Amazon just about down, and Apple 0.25% up. So here comes the sweep, and we can see what's what after this. Lots of selling coming in down here. So I'd say a recovery of 86s. And definitely a recovery of 300s will be the squeeze back up. If they stay heavy here, then there is potential, right? Because we're at the edge of range. If they leave this range, these are the two potentials. It's going to be like this, or it's going to be like this, all right? And this is the area we're watching now. They're still selling this so far. I wonder if they do the full retest down here, which would be nice, but I'm going to need to see some buyers get caught. We're going to see that. Ideally, they don't do what they've done the last few days and just flush it all in one go. That would be very annoying. Okay, there's the recovery. So they're going to retest previous day value area low here. They're reselling that. Absorption up there for now. Let's just balance out for a bit. We're going to get a direction here very, very soon. Yes, trying to absorb VWAPs. This is very thin down here. Look at the profile from yesterday. If they lose this area, it can get really, really nasty. So watching this if they recover for the squeeze. So still absorption here from sellers into previous day value area low and VWAP. So they've got to get back over that, the buyers, and then they've got squeeze potential. Otherwise, we're going to go downside. So far, everything rejecting up there. We did sweep, we are rejecting. Just waiting to see either way. So I'll give you a read. Sellers keep piling in under 77. Buyers have got stuck over 87. So it's very tight here, which is why I'm waiting for it to make a decision. It's very, very tight here. Market's starting to bleed a bit here, the Mag 7. Microsoft, the only one green on the day right now. Everything else in a bleed. Remember, we can afford higher time frame to come back down here. That would be the breakout retest, right? We can afford to come back down here because we broke out from the balance range. This could be backside move. They can come back down into here and then rebid. And I'll happily rebid off there. We're starting to lose this shelf now. We're starting to move away from this level. Very strong selling down here. A little bit of absorption, but not much really. And they might want to move this lower. We might come all the way back. ES Globex, is that right? Let me just check this level. Yeah, ES can still come for Globex at 41s. This thing's getting nuked. How are we going to get short in this now? Might have already been the opportunity while I was talking. Can't chase. Need a reprice up if I'm going to play this. Bit of a node here from yesterday. Do we find a bit of a bid up here from this? For a retest? Maybe. Let's put some volume on here as well. Please don't sell it there already. Looking for a drive up here to sell now, or a drive and recovery. That might have been it there, folks. I might have got caught talking there and missing it, to be honest. We'll see. We have a slight node here from yesterday. Underneath this, we get very thin under 211s. Under 211s, we're very thin down to 145s. So we've got a slight node here down to 211s. Watching this now for both the short and the long, depending how we set up here. Watching both ways here. You might be like, why? Because if they recover it, I will happily trade the long trigger. Right now that we're in a sell, but we're pushing up here. Okay, let's see. Let's see if we recover here. Was that the wash and hold? Where's ES at? Fucking no man's land. Nice sell into 83s. Didn't quite get high enough. Oh, you got to come a bit higher. It's moving quick when it's doing these moves. Nvidia still bleeding? Yeah, well, it's trying to find a bit of a bid at 90s, but whole market's bleeding other than Microsoft and Meta. But we are hitting a node from yesterday. I mean, it's small, but we have a little bump here. See this bump? We have a little bump here, which we're hitting right now. Under that, we have a chance to fade all the way down. So we might get a bid back in, and then they're going to need to make a decision. Do they fade this, or do we get the recovery trade? Oh, Alex, you've got to stop teaching and start watching because you're going to miss it. Fuck me. Should know better than that. All right, if they recover here, there's a squeeze potential. This is the big resistance line now. All right, so if they recover this, there is squeeze potential. Oh, I'm a bit frustrated. So watching 300s now, see how we act at 300s. I was certainly, if they start basing over 300s, they will try and trade up to 324 where we had that seller this morning. If they get through 324, there's a big shove. If we reject here, there's an argument for a break of 211s from here. There's an argument of a break from here to 211s. So we're watching both ways. The reason we have to watch both ways is the sentiment overall is up since we broke out from here. The question is, do they retest this, or is this enough of a trap? All right. There is strong selling at the lows today. Did we reject? Oh, fucking hell, mate. Do we reject this and come down to here for a break? Or are we going to do one of these now? Market's trying to find a bid, so I'm watching carefully here. Market's definitely trying to find a bid at the moment. ES still not broken down under Globex lows, and we've got bid there under 935. What's these options levels? We're coming right into the edge here as well, so yeah, there's a good chance we need to find a bid here soon. Otherwise, we're going to reprice to 25,100. So they got to find a bid versus this low they put in here. Otherwise, we will reprice to 25,100. Looks like ES wants to come for that Globex low. They're trying to hold, like we said. They have to find a bid here. Otherwise, they're in big, big, big trouble. Where's VIX up to? Look at that bid off VIX. Wow. Where can that go? All right, if VIX holds over 18s, that's the level. It can drift up to 19s. So we're trying to find a bid here like we talked about. I will watch this trigger if we can get up and over. Up and over this will cause the squeeze. Up and over here will cause the squeeze. Oh, back inside previous day's value, right? If we get back inside previous day's value, we'll cause that squeeze. So at the moment, we're rejecting value. But if we fail the auction, this will happen. If we reject value, they're going to come and try and break 11s for 300. So I'm just waiting to see if we can get up and over or not. ES almost at Globex low now, folks. It's about to tag it. Q's finding a bid early here. Watching this now into value area high from current session, previous day value area low. See if we can get a trigger long here as they start to lift. Yes, still not swept. I'd rather that sweeps first. Here we go. All right, let's see then. Let's see if we can get up into 24s. Going to be very aggressive with my stop here because I don't like what ES is doing. I need to find acceptance back over small size until we hold an ad. Don't you come back down there. They might come for 50s here. I might cut this straight away. Oh, am I the wrong side of it? We'll see. B pocket 50s. ES needs to sweep and hold. Oh, we're going to have to cut this if we do this. ES, there's the sweep and the hold. Might be all right here. Watching 50s. They rebid 50s and then go up to 90s. I'll cut under 50 here. Got a shelf there developed. Might be the wrong side of this, Alex. Fucking ES letting go down to 35s now. All right, going to cut this and then wait. I want to sit in it if they're going to give a giant flush. Caught the wrong side, trying to play the reclaim. First loss of the day. Fun, fun. All right, ES into 935 then, cleaning up everything. SPY can go back to 690s, which means we can, if we want to, go back to 610s today, which for us on here would be the 100. Still holding this shelf. I'll still look for the same trade if they trap. It's just waiting for them to get aligned. Yeah, QQQ and SPY way out of alignment today. Way out of alignment right now. That was a bad read from me. That was a bad read from me. I should have hit that short up there on a failed break. Impatient. All right, we'll watch the same thing. We'll watch the same thing if we want to go this time. Now that ES is swept and held. Opening range now set, folks. Midpoint of that opening range is right up here as well. So the white lines on your screen is the opening range. We are rejecting this level so far. There's no doubt about it. I was a little bit early, jumping the gun, trying to play this break, and then stopping out. If they break the 11s, 11s, where are those? 11s, we have room to here. So not currently in anything. Took my first lick and loss there. Here's opening range low. We can come right back to here if they really want. Should have just followed the flow zones, Alex. Should have followed the flow zones, mate. This is slowing down here. Spy into that 35 level. Sorry, ES into that 35 level. I still think they will probably squeeze this before they do anything else, but we're out of alignment between the two indexes, which is going to make it the hardest thing. So seller got caught at those lows. 50 lot seller got caught at those lows. We have 108 lot caught. Well, he's not caught, but at the 50s. That's why we're looking to see if we recover 50s. Where I stopped out before, where I saw him. And we have, yeah, once we get over 50s and over 60s, there's another shot for them to go. So it's very, very tight in here. Here's the 50s and the 60s test. They still have a shot for these squeezes. Do I have another go at this is the question. I want to see these guys bidding at 25s and 20s move up on the book, though. That's the problem. They're absorbing the lows. Oh, it's so tempting to have another go here, I'll be honest. But I need these guys on the book to step up. These guys down here, these 100 lots just sat down there, not moving up at all. Not trying to increase pressure upside at all today. So it might get filled here at 25s and 20s again. So you've got 100 lot at 25s, 100 lot at 20s, 50 lot at 15s, 50 lot into the 100. So 50s and 60s, the battle here. Very, very thick. I can show you here. Like, sellers getting very aggressive down here at these lows. All right, they got caught at the lows. We're being absorbed right now, but we can't see the squeeze and break. The break over here will cause a squeeze right up through this into 24s and then a lift. At the moment, it's being defended. So it's just a huge chop fest in here of big orders. But I would say passive buyers are stepping in, but we're not moving higher. Aggressive sellers are stepping in. We're not yet moving lower, but they're going to have another go at moving lower here by the looks of it, into these 25s and 20s. This same 100 lot guys who won't move, just sat there on the tape to get filled. So someone's trying to just get filled all the way down to 200 right now. Here we go. So first lot filled at 25, first 100 lot filled there. There's still more all the way down to 200. ES still holding that 35. So ES is going to come into the edge of that range before Qs, right? So spying to 690 will be the potential bid. So any of you trading options, you would, well, anyone short on ES and SPY, you want to be starting to cover now. I'd say 935 all the way down to 915 are your cover points on ES. And on SPY, you want to watch that 690. You really want to watch 690. And that's the equivalent of us being down here. So ES and SPY already down there, which is why I'm saying we're out of alignment. Are we going to now come for it? More selling at these lows. So we're starting to fill all these orders. So 1, 2, 3 lots got filled there. The last lot, 2 lots down into 205, 200 is not yet filled. They might well be filled in a moment. And then under that, potentially all the way down here. It's potential. Well, I've missed those shorts today, but I felt like we'd squeeze up first. But SPY's already doing it. So the alignment's just fucked. We're fucked. SPY's done it. It's about to complete its move. Great. Thanks, Nasdaq. Why has that happened? Well, because Meta's 1% up, Microsoft's 1% up, Apple's green on the day, Oracle's big green on the day. We've got a mixed bag just to make it extra hard. I still think there's going to be a squeeze up. There's the 35 check again on ES. Big, big level there, that 35. So they're going to come for it again. They're going to come and test 50s and 60s again. I'm telling you, once we get over that, there's a potential squeeze here because they keep chasing the lows. So here's the 50s check. Still eyeing this at the moment. Don't want to pick bottoms, but I'm telling you, lots of sellers got caught under 20s and 30s there. Lots of guys got caught under 20s and 30s there. I'm interested to squeeze up if they do the failed breakdown. If we recover all of this, we can go squeeze back into range. It's annoying that the SPY just came short of that 90. Repricing these single prints now. I just don't want to short here down into this, so I really got to wait for a long trigger and a squeeze and then reshort. They're starting to stack 20s now and 50s as well. More sellers getting caught there again at 20s. They keep piling in down here. ES still holding 35. Your target is 21.56. I mean, I think you could even target lower, but 40s, I'd say if you're in the short, you could target 40s down to 21,000, even 25,058. If they're going to do a full rotation of previous day's range, we are rejecting previous day's value. Right, where I got long, I should have got short there on a rejection rather than looking for a recovery. And we can come into this blue box in here, but I can't see a squeeze up right now to get short, and I can't see a squeeze up to get long, so I just have to sit here and do nothing and wait and see if I can earn my way back. Yeah, still holding 35s. I'm telling you, the lack of alignment between these two might well cause an issue here. We are into some very, very thin prints here now, all the way down to 40s. They can flush this down to 40s if they want. Oh, Alex. That's bad trading today. That's poor. That's poor from me. Another 100 lot trying to sell these lows. Yeah, definitely took a loss. Yeah, jumped the gun here. I jumped the gun here on the breakout thinking we'd recover previous day value. I should have been short versus value. Should have been short versus value for the move back down to the 100s that we talked about. I just thought we were going to do the fakey. I should have just followed the order flow and taken it back down into this. I can rebid down here, so I'm kind of waiting right now for us to come back down in here for a rebid. It's probably going to get the only thing I'm going to have the opportunity to do, unless we fake before that and recover. If we fake before coming here, it will all be down to SPY, because SPY's basically down into this already. And it's the only thing I'm going to have, the only opportunity I'm going to have now today. So I'm going to come and retest 25s now. Or where was that seller? 20s, sorry. So all the selling's taken place at 20 and under. Over 20, all right, there's a lift to 50s. And 50s and 60s get a bit thicker with buyers. So SPY's looking for that 690 by the looks of it. It's almost there. Which for us would mean we would have to come down to 110s, and we're nowhere near it. All right, it needs to do like another 100 points drop. That's why I'm saying the alignment's not quite there today. I'm assuming we're getting smacked. Order market, please stop ringing me. Yeah, healthcare taking a hit today, and energy. So yes, getting washed down. All right, here's the recheck of 20s. Again, I can show you there's so many big boys selling down here. So many big boys selling into 20s, right, and under. Look at all these big lots under 20. So over 20s, we can come and test 50s pretty quick. So sellers will want to defend 20s. Otherwise, we're going to test 50s pretty quick. So here's the 20s check. It's so tempted to get long here for that lift, but I've already tried it once today. And they're defending 40s, 45s, 50s. So there's 120 lot, 105 lot, 150 lot. But there is a squeeze up towards this 50. And I tell you what, if they get through 50s, they go 60s pretty quick. So if you want to play 20s to 50s here for 30 points, you can. And you can hold runners for all the way back up to 80s potentially. So they're trying to fill these guys on the book above me now, like we just said. Over 20s can probably try and go 50. So here's the 40, 45, 50. They're all stacked here. Buyers coming in now, so you want to be taking a partial now if you're in this, because this is where they can resell it. But if you start reclaiming 50s and 60s, there's a squeeze back up to the bottom side of this range, right? They got to 40, not quite to 50. There's a seller trying to step back in here. 100 lots trying to sell 30 now. They know they don't want to get acceptance back inside. I tell you what, that 35 is such a big level on the ES. Not in anything for me. Just waiting. I need to wait for it to come down into here now, or to recovery above this. I don't want to play this range now. So I need to wait for this location. Obviously, it's not going to let me draw. I'm waiting for this location or this location for me. I don't mind bidding here. I don't mind bidding here. I don't mind the fail break and a short back down there either. I don't want to participate in here. For me, I'm going to have to be extra careful and wait now. Back inside, who is it? Indy that was asking about moving value up. Look at value today. It's moved up now. All right, this is current week value now, 50s. So we're back inside current week's value. So if we rotate this, we are going to come and check the 140s, 110s, maybe even 25,030 right now, if we keep rejecting current week value. Bad day for you. I mean, I've just taken one small loss. It's not, for me, it's not a bad day yet. But I must not compound that loss. Must be patient now, because that was jumping the gun for a squeeze when I should have been slamming short for the move back down to 100. So, and I knew it. I fucking knew it, and still made the error. So, human. Felt like we would have done the drop and pop and then resell. So, got it wrong. It is what it is. Okay, under 35. So SPY now trying to move to 690. NQ still holding up. Oracle still holding a bid. Microsoft still holding a bid. Meta still holding a bid. Weakness in this market coming from Google and Nvidia. This is your ultimate cover point down here. If you can get into these, if you got that short where I got long, this is your cover point. Retesting 20-day. Yeah, 20-day right now at 65s. Mean reversion. Testing where the seller just came in at 200, so retesting that whole number. I'm starting to see some bids here at 190, 180, 170, 160. I think these are probably covers, because it's not a place you'd really want to be bidding. Someone's worried they weren't going to get filled lower here. Just moved up to 190, 120 lot. I reckon he's a cover. There it comes. He's worried they were going to squeeze up over 200 here. Gotta be patient now. Dangerous wick. Well, it was selling at the low side of that wick. Yeah, it's why this buy has just stepped up to 190. But it's kind of odd that we haven't hit 690 on SPY, or that we haven't come down into this block here on NQ. It's kind of no man's land here. When we look at the volume, I guess you could say it's kind of the edge of the week of Monday the 9th. But, man, if we're going to reprice, we should just reprice the whole thing and come into this blue box at this point. But, you know, if they start bidding SPY in front of 690, we're getting some wiggles here. So that 190 bid just stepped up and held. We traded into 205 offer. That held. We've gone back to 190. Does that hold? You can see it on the tape above me. We're just bouncing between these two players here non-stop. So the sellers just absorbed 345 lot into 205. They just absorbed 345 lot. And we've got an aggressive seller trying to sell the low again down here now. So here we come. We might come for this now after I said, like, it's odd that we haven't moved lower at this point. You would just expect SPY to go 690 and us to get into the 100s, so say like 140 all the way potentially down to 25,050. This is the breakout retest, right? This is the retest of yesterday where we broke out into this blue box. So they're finally coming for it. Oh, I'm fucking annoyed with myself that I didn't slam that short. It's very stupid. It's like amateur hour over here. So just got to wait now to see if it's going to come and give me a bid, because I can't do anything else. Can he do anything else? I'll tell you what, though, if they don't bid here, then I'd say 25,040s, 30s is on deck. And if they don't hold that, then it's another failed breakout on a higher time frame, and we're going to go right back into that range we've been in for two weeks. 2 weeks, yeah. All right, almost there. You're almost into that 140. So you cover here, starting to cover into this blue box now, please. And then hold down into here. Oh, man, I'm so salty. So salty. So painful. So painful to be this salty. We're under 90s. So the SPY would really need to recover those 90s. So last buyer came in at 60. So if they defend 60, you're going to go lower. Last big buyer came in at 160. If they defend that, you're going to move lower. If they get through that, you're going to go and test 190 pretty quick. So upset with myself here. Even though it's only a small loss, it's more the missed opportunity. Missed opportunity. Salty, salty. Yeah, exactly. Salty, salty. So again, buyer came in at 160. So all the time you're under him, he's underwater. You've hit some pretty good targets here into the blue box. It's possible you rotate down into here, 58, and maybe even down into these. It's possible. But you should be covering most. All right, so we've left the volume shelf. We've come to that breakout level. You should be covering most in here. We're going to come and test this buyer at 60, like I talked about. Over that, there's a squeeze up to 90 possible. So don't get caught here, please. Okay, is the squeeze back up towards the 90? You can see they're offering 90. So you should be out of this now. If they're going to resell it, they're going to have to protect 90 now, okay? If they're going to resell it, they're going to have to protect 90. Hopefully that's helped you. Even though I'm salty, hopefully that's walked you. Are we looking short or long? Well, we're in a sell leaving leaving value, but this is where we broke out from. So there's potential buy opportunity down here. Ideally, we don't do a V-shaped recovery though, right? Because that's going to make it really hard. SPY's already recovering that 690. Here comes the 90 test. So if ideally what you'd want to see down here is like something like this, all right, for the curl. We don't really want a V-shape because it's going to be hard. Like, so any hold down here, anywhere where sellers get stuck down here is going to be good. They can come all the way down in here if they want, but this is the breakout retest area. This is the area I was interested in bidding in. I'm not going to bid off that first move. I want to see like sellers get stuck, like a fail break, something like that, or we just go sideways and curl for a bit. Anything like that, I'll be interested in buying. Please don't do a V-shape after I've been really fucking patient. All right, 190 is the level that sellers will need to defend. 190 is, I guess, the whole number you could include as well. Yeah, ES35 is a big level as well. Yeah, ES35 is a big level. 690 SPY was a big level. We washed under it. They found a bid. 610's QQQ is the level for the Qs on the options chain. And let's see if we come back down here. So they rejected the 90s perfectly there. Look at that, into 90s. Nice rejection. So let's Shorts now need to break down further. Fail to break down. This is where they start to get stuck. But there's not much excess here at the low side yet. So I think we'll make a new low. But we'll see. Again, that buyer at 160. We can mark out 160 and 190 as the levels we need to think about on the tape. I don't think there's much excess down here yet. Let's have a look on the 5. It looks a bit better there. It's not too bad. We'll see. So congrats, everyone. I mean, that was well over 100 points. Fucking can't believe I got the wrong side of that. It's literally the most amateur shit ever. In fact, it's so amateur. I can probably show you. I'm sure I drew it. Oh, there we go. All right, there's Discord for the pre-market. Look what I talked about. Leaving this shelf, coming back to here. All right. Fuck. Just shows I still make errors. Even this many years on. But at least I fucking take my stop, right? At least I take my stop. Most important thing is taking your stop. All right, so 90s being defended so far. 60s the level of buyers, where the buyers are trying to come in and hold. I don't think the auction at the low is finished yet, I'll be honest. But, you know, I said that last week, and we kept moving away from it. But I don't think there's enough excess at the low yet. Are we looking for the reversal? I am potentially looking for the reversal, yes, in and around here. I've just lost the YouTube chat. Where's it gone? So I can't see you guys now. There we go. So 60s to 90s current rotation. Over 90s, they will test where the big buyer came in at 205. Once we get over there, potential squeeze, potential back up to the retest this range, potentially. They'd have to recover value, right? We'd have to recover value. It would need to be the kind of day where we do something like this, and then we're going to wash and chop probably back through this. Possible, right? If we reject this, there's an argument to come back down into point of control, previous day low, previous week value, area high. There's an argument to come back down here if they keep rejecting this for your runners. Obviously, I'm not in this short, so I'm going to have to wait for a setup now for me. Do I think we'll come to 100? 110's a big level. 110's a big level on the options chain. Where I've got this grey box. So this blue box was the start of demand, right? The options chain's in here, right? That's where they're going to try and hold it. If they lose that, well, they've got nothing to the lower side of range. I don't think we go there. I would say if we lose this, for me, I'd say the max move would be here today. I would very much doubt we come down into this, which is what they think is possible. I don't think we'd do that. I think we would either bid here or bid here, at least for the first reaction, right? If I was short, I'd be covering 80% here, holding just in case we came down into here 10, 20%. Right? I wouldn't be expecting a move right back to the other side of value on a weekly basis. So still rejecting 60. They still can't get over 60, and still rejecting 90 when they did get over it. We're still seeing absorption from sellers on the tape. Look, we just had a 50 lot, 268 lot, and 148 lot. All right, they're still absorbing versus 65. They do not want this price to move back above 60 because they know if it does, they're going to test 90s, and then these guys who are selling the lows will be in trouble. But so far, strong downtrend, flow zones down. And the question is there any squeeze relief at all today, or was that the giant bull trap? And we're just going to give the whole week back. It's possible. I think we'll find bids somewhere around here soon. It doesn't need to be a permanent bid, just some form of reaction. Would it be rare to leave a gap above for multiple days? Normally, if we don't revisit in the first 2 days, we leave it for a while. So you'd normally get a gap fill in the first couple of days. But, you know, it was an earnings gap, so always a little bit different. The previous week high here, this red line above the blue box, they're still bidding here. So they go back to 160, test again. You see that move into 65. 65 is the buyer's area, right? We've got this little node here. Gets above sort of 65s, then there's a rip up potential, but they're still defending it right now. You can see the absorption on the tape. They keep adding. If you look above me on Bookmap, you see how we had a thick red line, and they keep adding and adding and adding and absorbing up here into 65. 65 break is what would allow the squeeze up, but at the moment they are defending that 65 break very, very well. So there's an argument to play along over 160. It's very dangerous, but 160, it would be cover into 190 and sell into 190 and 205 and 220. So I'll watch this in case I can make my money back here and get break even for the day. So here's the 65. Do they let this through now? Come on, Bookmap, I need to see you. There we go. So they're still trying to absorb here. I think they might let this through to 200 or 190. They're still trying to absorb. Here comes the lift towards 70. Can they get through this to get up to 190 and 200? They would have to reabsorb 65 here, the buyers, now that they've flipped it. If they don't, they're going to get washed back down to low of day. They're still selling 65. Look at this guy come back in again. They're looking for a low of day break. New shelf developed at 56s. This is getting very, very sticky around here. Sellers looking for a low of day break because they just reabsorbed over 65. It's getting very sticky. Oh, it's so tempted to fucking take this. If they get stuck here. They've piled in so much size here. Do they lift to 190? Still absorbing the tape here, the sellers. How much size have they got? Jesus fucking Christ. In the last 2 minutes alone, they've 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 odd hundred orders passively just selling 65. Now they're getting aggressive for low of day. There they come. Here they come. There's the break. Very aggressive. Right, so you're cover into this grey box here. Never got over 65 and held, so they defended 65. In fact, so thick now, point of control's moved down here. And here's the move to 100s. And you can even think about previous week value area low. Honestly, at this point, you should be paying yourself a ton, but they are being very aggressive with this now. Very, very, very aggressive with this. Sellers have come flying in this candle. They defended 65 with all their might, and they are going flying down now. This is mental aggression. So someone's probably caught the wrong side of this at the high of day, or high of yesterday, we should say. And possible move back down into here now. So that would be your runners. I don't think you'll move beyond this. This is point of control for the week. So I don't think you'd get under 25,000 today. Where did that last buy come in? 106s. So over 106s, there's a squeeze back up here. They're going to try and defend 106s. He's salty. He's a salty man. He's a salty man. Yeah, 610s QQQ. You've gone through that now. If they reject, if the next tap back up into sort of 610-ish, 610 all the way up to almost 611s. If they reject that, follow through would be 605 now. But I would be careful. We've been very aggressive in this last sell. That's a huge candle. We've left volume here. Their targets now, all right, their downside targets are this and this. You need to understand, if we don't bid here, all right, if we don't bid here, we're going back into the balanced range. Let me zoom this out. All right, if we don't bid here, the top of this, hey, come on, let me draw it. If we don't bid here, remember, this is the breakout, this is the retest. If they don't bid for this, we're going to come back into this range, and this is going to get more and more dangerous that this is yet another failed breakout. It's going to get more and more dangerous for downside move. That becomes more and more probable, not this week, but next week. Yeah, buyers need to defend around here and around here soon. Otherwise, they're going to be in big, big, big trouble. And it looks like they're in big, big, big trouble. So previous week close here. Seller coming in at previous week close here. Previous week value area high is 55s. Man, they're getting absolutely wrecked. I can't believe I've missed this whole fucking move. This is really hard to take. So next cover now into this 25,000. Oh, this is so hard to stomach, folks. This is just the market. Once it moves, it fucking moves at the moment. Oh. Jeez Louise. Jeez Louise. It's okay me getting it wrong and stopping. It's missing the whole move, which becomes painful. Once we start accelerating through here, that became painful. Missing the whole thing. Yeah, it's given up. It's not just given up yesterday. It's given up way more than just yesterday now, right? We're back to point of control on the week. This is fair value on the week. If they give this up, we're going to rotate to the weekly lows. If they give this level up, we will rotate to the current value weekly lows. That's how bad this is right now. Nvidia 4.45% down, getting absolutely murdered. Previous day low now, 24,991. This green line on the screen. That's what they're coming for right now. Jesus Christ. Hard to stomach, like I said. Really hard to stomach missing this whole thing. Big buyers coming in here. It's not what you want to see. It might move lower. If we lose this, guys, we're going to go down to 24,840. And I'm going to miss the whole thing. The whole thing. Got to not go on tilt. 895 coming up, ES. 895 coming up on ES. Here's the bounce of previous day low. So cover on previous day low. 36s is your level where the sellers came in. So if they get back above 36s, I'm just trying not to go tilt in my head here for missing the whole thing. But congrats, those of you who got it. It's a killer trade. Your only option left is down here. I doubt they get down here. Well, I would have doubted it at the beginning of the day, but this is such a strong sell now. It almost wouldn't surprise me if they rotate the whole of the current week's value, which would be a huge move. It would mean we traded for 25,400 back down to 24,800. So it'd be a 600-point move. It wouldn't surprise me at this point. The momentum's so strong. 895 on ES, by the way, big options level. Big options level. VIX still absolutely ripping faces here. It's about to come up to 20s, like we said. If it held 18s, it would go 19s and 20s. It's almost there. Oh, my God. How much more can I miss? This is going to really hurt me, isn't it? Because you've... I'm not even going to explain. Why did I not get in when it's clearly dropping? Where am I risking off? You can't get in off demand down here. It's too late. I needed to be in here. I can't get in off demand. It breaks lower. That's the worst sell possible. If you took that, that's on you. But I will never, ever, ever sell higher time frame demand. I would sell a retest of it. I'm not going to sell into it. No chance you would get me doing that. So I stick to my rules. Keeps me safe. But means I'm not profitable today. Man, so heavy. This is so heavy. There's just not a bid. They had a chance of a bid and there isn't one now. Woo! All right. Lows hit here on ES. 86 is next level for spiders, 605 next level for Qs, and then 602s. I can't believe I'm saying that. But we are. 20s here for the VIX that we talked about. Oh my days. Oh my days. We're into no man's land here now. Right in the middle of value here. Absolute no man's land. We might come right down to this now. Okay. what are we going to do? Tap previous day low. We're going to trade back all the way back up to value to 25,000 and what was that? 53. Seller is 25,036. That's where he was before. Still, they are absorbing. They've got unprecedented amounts of inventory to sell here. Every pop's being sold. Oh, pain. Pain. That's what pain looks like. So buyers just got stuck there at 74s, absorbed again. Like I said, I think we're going to come down to here now. I cannot believe we're going to do this move. Previous weak point of control. But we look like we are. And if we lose that, we're coming all the way down into here, 735s. Fucking nuts, man. That is what the market is currently looking like it's going to do. Oh my God. Look at this hourly, man. Oh. What are you going to do? Yes, we lost previous day's value. I'm talking about previous week. I'm talking about previous week, mate. We're rotating the whole of the current week, and we're now rotating down to previous week. I'm not talking about the dailies. $900 on deck. 605 level QQQ. So under here is 602. We're into squeeze territory on VIX. This thing can absolutely rip faces from here. This is so dangerous. So coming down to previous week, point of control here, this kind of area down here. And then under that, you're looking at previous week value area low. You need to be paying yourself if you haven't been. I'm sure you have been, because this is a huge move now. Right, once we left, look at this, straight down, really like not much of a bounce. Where I should have sold. Oh my God, 400 points. Oh, Jesus Christ. No bid, just no bid on the market. They're starting to stack a little bit at 9s, but I don't trust it. Maybe just a little lift up to 75s. Where did I buy these? Hugo Boss. But they're prescription lenses with, what's it called, like blue screen lens or whatever. Yep, sell the news. Sell the news is fine. We were prepared for sell the news. It's the fact that I couldn't get in. I wanted to like the squeeze up to then fade. But there we go. It's just a bad read. All right, so they're going to come and test 44s. There's an imbalance at 50s, and through that they might go to 70s, and then we see what they do with it. Here's the move to 44s. And through this, they're going to test the imbalance at 50s, and then through this, they could go 70s potentially. That's where the buyers last came in. So they're still selling so far 44s. Wow. Look at that absorption again from the sellers. Fucking insane. I am actually quite impressed how much inventory they're dumping here. It's actually really impressive how much inventory they're dumping. Like every pop, even if it's what we're talking there, like a 30-point pop, they're still chasing it lower. That's that says everything you need to know right now. They're literally chasing the market lower to sell to get out of their inventory. That's how weak it is right now. Yes, guys, we know Nvidia's taking it down, guys. we know it's 5% down, but it's more that they've rotated out of the broader market now as well. It's panic at this point. It's not just Nvidia. It's actually panic. Look at that. Selling absorption again. Look, they're even trying to sell the lows. There's 326 lot trying to be sold at the lows. Like, it's insane. You definitely don't want to be selling down here. Like, you're breaking rules if you're selling down here. We need to wait for a squeeze back up anywhere up here to see if they resell it. Right? Maybe they only squeeze back to here. But I'd feel much more comfortable if we came and tested previous week or somewhere up here to resell. Just to pop to there is nothing. That's nothing compared to the move we've done, right? But they might need to come for this first, or maybe even this. Maybe they're just going to keep coming down and then they do that, and then we balance out for the day. I don't know. I don't know, folks. Okay, coming for the 70s like we just talked about. They're not even going to let them hit 70s. If we get through 70s, we're going to go 25,000 pretty quick. They're not even letting them get up to 70s. This is hilarious. '70s check. Selling them at 70s. I think there's a little squeeze coming soon. We're starting to base out, but here's the 70s check. All right, do they resell this now? Or do they let them through to 25,000 into that next box? And then up here, we can see how they act. They're selling 70s. Look at that sell. Fucking hell, mate. Look at that sell off 70s. That might look like nothing, folks. That's like 60 points plus already. And if they take out the low, even more. You've just answered the question. I know you don't want to break your rules, but why not take a micro at all? Still breaking the rules, isn't it? What are we going to do? Break the rules and show ourselves that if we break the rules, it's okay, and start to developing habits of breaking rules like, nah, I'm good, thanks. I would rather miss and wait for the opportunity than chase, go against rules, reward or be punished. It doesn't matter what happens. You're breaking rules. You're going to reinforce bad habits if you do that. Okay, starting to develop a range down here now. They want to get into previous week point of control at this point. You can see Q's finding a little bit of a bid off 605s. If they lose 605s, it's 602s. And Vic's starting to bid back over 20s again. Here's the rewash. So almost into previous week point of control here. Very, very close to previous week point of control here. And this is very impressive from the sellers. Very aggressive. So this grey box, I would say this would be my last cover. It would be very unusual to rotate the whole of a previous week's value area. Wow-wee. What a salty man. So back towards, where's that imbalance? Back at 45s again now. So imbalance at 45s, they're going to come check 45 now. If they get 45, they're going to check 70s again. If they get through 70s, they're going to go 25,000. The last really big seller was 25,036. I kind of want to wait to see if we come up here somewhere. Let me see if this matches up. 25,006. There's so many imbalances from this big sell. I kind of want to see us reprice some of this before I think about a sell. So maybe we can play a long back up into some of these and then look for a refade. Let me just put an anchor on. Where are you? This missed a pivot here. Yeah, still protecting it. Initial balance now set as well, folks. Oh my God, can you imagine if we go for an IB expansion day? How much room have we got? Oh my God. Okay, they're looking for 650s. Poh. Jesus. No, I missed the big sell, mate. I thought we were going to squeeze back inside this range. So I tried to buy this, stopped out instantly, and then wanted to see us come and reject that same range. Never came, and then we've just faded away, and I'm just very upset that I'm not in it. Yeah, it's just, now it's going to be hard for me to trade because I can feel Mr. Tilt building. So I need either to get the long relief back up and then refade, or ignore the long and just wait for the relief back up and refade. I can't short these lows. The problem is, if we take out all the low-hanging fruit, if we keep just fading down and down and down, there's nothing I can do. Look, we're now at fair value from previous week. That's discount from previous week. This is not an area to short in. This is an area to look for a long in and then maybe short that back down there once we get it. So that's where my head's at now, is there a long trigger back up to here and then a short trigger back down? That's where my head's at the moment. Definitely won't be shorting down here. If they start breaking out here to the upside, I might try and snag some of the relief long. But I mean, it's so hard, this trade, the counter trend trade. But we're starting to get above this shelf. So if we start to get above this, it's going to be short-lived. There'll be a long into here. And if we got lucky, they'd lift it into here. But if they can't get above this, there's no trade. Look what happened last time we came to the 70s, right? So we know that 70s is still a big level. We're not getting acceptance over this shelf yet. There's still sellers. They just keep stacking down. Remember the last few days I said, like, I wish someone would like come in on the tape and support it. And we're seeing it from sellers today. They're really supporting the offer down today. Retrace 25k to the short. Yeah, either 25k or they're really nasty and they let it all the way up here and then they reshort it. It's possible they do that. Remember, this is a big move. This is very thin in here, folks. Look, very thin in here. All right, so it's possible over 25k, all right, they can come right back up here because we are straight one way. This is all in balance in here, the whole thing. At the moment, they can't even get over this. What I mean, the sellers are just chasing down right now. They're just like, get out, 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 get out. It's funny, someone on my Instagram yesterday tried to be like, we're going to new highs, I don't know what you're talking about. And I was like, mate, we've moved one day bounce back up and we've still got 3 months worth of trapped volume above us. How can you say that? Yes, exactly. Like I said, the buy will be the hardest trade on the book today. The relief buy, it's the counter trend buy is always the hardest trade. Like I said, so I will either take that trade or I will ignore that trade and just wait to resell or resell. So I'll either think it looks really good and try and get this, or I'll let this happen, ignore it all, and fade that or fade that. We'll see. It all depends how we set up. If I see enough excess at a low, they've got to get over sort of 30s and 40s here. But like every pop's being sold, guys, and easy on every single pop is being sold. Look at that again, selling the lows, aggressively selling the lows. They've got so much inventory to dump. There you go. So into previous week point of control. Into previous week point of control. And if they let go of this, they're going to rotate the whole of previous week's value. I would never have predicted we would rotate a whole week's value in one day. Just to be clear. Never, ever, ever, ever would I think we'd do this. You can think about the initial balance reclaim. I personally wouldn't be thinking about it today. But you could think about the IP reclaim trade. But sellers came in there at 900. So really, you need to reclaim 900 and 908 where the buyers were. Holy shit, man. They're just going to keep dumping this. They are fucking relentless on the tape today. So here's the IB retest. and they're going to test 900. And 900 and 907s, 908s, through that, they can go the other side of the grey box. There's 900 test. Right, they're testing this edge of here, this spike. You can see it here, I can show you. Oh, where's it just gone? I just moved that. All right, we're testing this player here. Move this over for you. This is where the seller came in. This is the last buyer. Over 07s, we test 33s. Over 33s, where we absorbed, we go 70s. So we're testing these levels now. There might be relief here if they start to push above 08s and above 30s. So I will consider this long if we start to hold and base, because we've swept underneath IB, not come back down under it. We're going to have to push and hold first, though. So here comes the move to 30s. Do we get fine acceptance over 30s? So sellers at 900 and under now stuck. So the buyers will have to hold 900. Simple as that. Seller coming in here at 900. 100 lot seller coming in, trying to force us back down under 900. Very aggressive again on the tape. Huge seller again on the tape. At the lows. Just selling, 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 selling. Until someone gets caught, we will not get any relief. So I'm watching this move around 900 because a big 100 lot seller came in here. And the squeeze will start over 30, really, and then we will have to look for 70s. So good absorption there at 900. They got to get over 20s and over 30s now. Starting to support the bid here at 10s. Here comes the move to 20s and 30s. This is the big level now. This is the big, big level now into 20s and 30s. Okay, here's 30s. So I've got a little piece on for a squeeze. Let's see if we can get up to 70s now. I'm going to watch 50s because we have an imbalance there. Nice. Green on the day, finally. Let's see. Let's see, folks. Let's just see, folks. Can we get any further? Imbalance, remember, is above us. Into 50s is the imbalance. Over 50s, we're going to watch 70s. Is 50s almost there? The actual imbalance is 45, if I'm honest. So we actually just tagged it. So ideally, bid support holds 20s now. And they can resell this, remember. This is a counter trend trade, which they can resell. I want to make that very, very clear. 50s, can we lift through 50s? Can we go 70s? Can we lift through 70s? Can we go 25,000 and up? Here's the attack towards 70s. You want to be paying yourself now. Come on. Come on. Up you go. There's value area low. Pay yourself some here at 70s and then hold a runner for a squeeze up now. Maybe we get 25,000. Maybe we get 25,050 if we get very, very lucky. Fuck me. At least I got something. At least I got something. So it's anchored VWAP off the last sell. If we get through here, we go grey box. Like I said, in here, over 25k, here or hereabouts. All right, this is what can happen here. Pop, fail, rewash, hold, come all the way up, retest this because we're thin. All right, this is the level, the range. They can rotate this range, they can fail, break out this range, but they can break out, hold this range. So previous weak point of control, look at that. To the fucking tick, mate. We found a bid there. To the tick. I'll be honest, I didn't see this move coming today. I saw the move coming down into here. I didn't see the move coming down to previous weak point of control. I'll be very honest with you. I didn't think that would happen. Okay, squeezing now. Can we find acceptance? You must pay yourself already if you haven't. All right, this is where buyers last got stuck. But if we hold this, we can get into 25,000, possibly 25,037s. Here we go, folks. Here we go, folks. Let's go. All right, previous day low here. See if we can get acceptance through this now. Oh, this is why I'm patient, right? You'll see me get tilty and then just wait and wait and wait and wait and wait. Okay, so we're lifting up here. Previous day low here. Coming into previous day open, which will be the 20s. All right, we still have imbalances. Remember, we're very thin all the way up into this blue box. This can basically be red now. We're very thin all the way up into this. And we can actually move this up technically into here. All right, but we can have a failed breakout here. So be careful. You must be paying yourself in this move. The main trend today has been down. This is relief. This can fail whenever it wants. So at the moment, we're just starting to see some failures in previous day lows. We'll see. We can have some relief here. And I will flip short once this has started to exhaust out. And it might be soon. They're trying to hold the 70s. The buyers hold 70s, I'll stay in this. If we lose 70s, I'll be watching to flip. So absorption here at 65s. Previous day low here, retapping. They can afford to come right up here if they want. So watch previous week value, 58s. What's this? Developing point of control, 17s. Okay. Here's the lift. Still got a runner on here because we held 70s. Like I said, we could come up to 36 potentially. Big block here at 25,000, right? Big block here at 25,000. If we get stuck here, I'm going to take it off. Still think that we can come up to 36s, but if we get stuck here, I'm going to take it off. They're trying to rebid. Seller coming in there getting caught. So they're starting to try and sell this. If they get acceptance right, I'm out in case they dunk this now. And I'll consider the short here all the way up to sort of 50s and 36s now. I'll consider the short here because there's a seller started to come back on the tape again. And his current price is at 90s. Watching this now. Into 70s, I'm short now. Let's see if we can go right the way back down. Covering some into 70s. Let's see if we can wash right the way back down. Taking a bit more there at 70s in case we hold. And I'll cover more into 23s. If we hold 70s, I'll take the whole thing off. Failed follow through will have to happen right here at 83s or I'm out. Out in case we re-squeeze 35. Just trying to time that, but we held 70s, right? So we held 70s, so they're going to try and come up into here now. I can only trade what I'm seeing, guys, and I can only call out what I'm seeing. Sometimes it's very quick because the tapes are moving very quick today. But I'm now thinking short side. I'm not thinking long side. I'm looking to attack short side when it becomes available for me. I let this lift up, trap buyers, and then re-short it. I think this is maybe a 2-leg. And then we can get a re-short back down. It might come back to where these sellers were. Where's this imbalance? I'm going to just clean this up a bit, folks, just so I can visually see it properly. At the edge of range from yesterday, 300s. And what was the break from that range? Sorry, folks, give me a second. 78, and what was the break from highs? 100s. Sorry, talking to myself, just figuring this out, how high we might lift. How high we might lift. Okay, still absorption from sellers here. One more squeeze up would be ideal here to get short. One more squeeze up would be ideal here to get short because we get a second leg higher and then we could sell into it. If if we got buyers chasing, and then we can come for, you know, if we come higher, all right, and we see something like this, we can cover and cover and hold a runner would be most ideal. Like I said, last big seller was at 36s, and then above him, 25,070. There's a big imbalance there. Big imbalance from that huge breakdown underneath. Where is that? 25,160s. A big squeeze back up now. We'll see if it gets the opportunity for the sell. We'll find out soon enough. $35 is possible for the next stop, the next slight push, where it could go to is what I'm trying to say. My words out. Yeah, let's try him. Fuck, should have held that a bit longer, eh? On the holder 70s. Buyers getting a little caught there. Still haven't reached 35s. I'm still eyeing up the short. It's just how far can we come up first? Zoom out this hourly. 510. Developing POC. Oh, missed that because I was looking at the fucking other screen. Okay, watching these 70s now. Fucking hell, I got caught just looking at the other screen for that sell. Sod's law. Sod's law. If we let go of 70s, we can wash right back down. Fucking hell, I missed my optimal entry there. Literally checks the hourly, looks back, and we've moved, what, 50 points? All right, I'm watching sort of 25,023s here because it was this level here. I can show you why. I was looking at the other screen for a second. I'm watching this higher time frame, this node here, to see how we react. All right, so I'm thinking if we sell this node, if this is a price back up and we sell this node, we're going to reattack. If we reclaim this node, then I've got to be aware of the squeeze right back up to 170s. All right, sorry, I got caught there just looking at the other screen for a moment, trying to measure out where I am. We're nice and green now, which is the good thing. Had to, maybe some of you will learn from me today. Like, I'm only human. I made a mistake today. I took the stop very, very quickly. I didn't get the entry back in short. I got very salty, but I did not chase. All right, I just sat there knowing that I've missed my entry, and that's okay. I will wait for the next opportunity. I take the next opportunity, which is a good opportunity, which is a long squeeze. Once we get through that long squeeze, all right, I'm now waiting for the long squeeze to finish to take the short back down. All right, so I'm waiting for the long squeeze to finish. I think we can come up to this at the moment. I'm watching these levels up here, 30s, previous week value area high. We have these huge, look at all these imbalances here, right, from this big sell. So need to be aware of this. These sellers now starting to get caught. If this wants to lift all the way up to 150, 160, it will lift onto 150, 160, right? So we need to be aware of that. Yeah, smash that like button, please. Is the reversal ruled out? No, it's look, downtrend, counter trend, probably gets sold into here or here, somewhere up here. So it's just where it gets sold into. We just need buyers to chase, and then we can resell down. Big wall up here, 697 lot, just stacked at 30s. What did I say? I think it can go 30s. Do they come and fill him because he's advertising price up there? 697 lot at 30s. I don't think we'll go high of day. It can be wrong, but I would somewhat doubt that. I think this is just a reprice. I think we'll be sold either where we are now. If we don't sell where we are here or hereabouts, then we're going to probably sell 180-ish. right? So we're either going to sell somewhere in here because this is thin, right? So they're either going to do like a little failed break and this move, or they're going to hold this and do the same thing here, back down. So I'm eyeing up a short right now. What data am I using for Bookmap? Just Bookmap's direct data from CME. I'm not sure why your data doesn't match, but this is direct from CME. So I have Global Plus and I pay for data from Bookmap direct. So either we're going to get stuck here or we're going to drift one more up. I'm watching this now, but buyers have come in at 25,004. So just call it 04, 05s. That's where the buyers have come in here. So if we get under them, and if we get under the sellers at 90s, and if we get acceptance under 70s especially, it'll be really fun. This data is correct. You've either got delayed data or you're watching a different chart. I look at NQ. Okay, so they're testing the same level. It's where the 90s where sellers keep trying to sell and not getting acceptance under. Once they get under 90s and under 70s, this thing will flush. So I'm looking to see if we curl and come right back down into this to try and attack short. If we keep absorbing here, then I think we do one leg higher. So I'm really eyeing up the short here to try and move lower, especially if we can get closures under 90, which we're starting to try and do. It's really desperate to get under 90 and 70 here. And then we can maybe have a bit of a waterfall moment. Still absorbing 90 for now. So buyers are trapped at 05. Sellers keep coming in at 90s, looking for this move. I am looking for this move. Still holding here, so they're going to come and check this buyer now again at 05s. Re-squeeze then. Okay, great. So let's come up for 35s. And then maybe all the way up here would be great. If we reprice this whole thing, this will give a great opportunity back down. Remember, 35 is where that seller last came in. And above 35s, 70s. Right, above 35, 70s. So here's the 739 lot at 30s right now. So if someone aggressively buys this, they will probably get a squeeze up and then caught. Am I in a long? No, I'm not in a long. I'm waiting for the short now. We were in a long from down here into this level. I'm now waiting for the short. All right, they might do a second leg. So we're in a long from here and here into this level. I'm now waiting for the short. Either the short would be like this or it would be up into here and then a sell back down, partial, partial. So I'm waiting for the short now. I'm waiting for the pro trend. We've broken away from value. I'm waiting to resell. Still stacking this guy, 714 lot, 25,030. We might come and check 90 again. I'm somewhat surprised they haven't filled this guy, but maybe that's the wall saying, hey, you're not going higher. So under 90s, I'm interested again. Under 90s and under 70s, I'm interested again. I'd rather see a failed breakout at this point. Won the course, completed it, got too much confidence on now. 2 funders down, minus 5 days. Next week will be our week. It's got to go nice and slow, man. Nice and slow. How we do on the likes? We can do some giveaways. Right, 2,400 of you watching, only 663 likes. We've got to get it well over 1,000. I'd like to aim for 1,500 likes. If we do that, I'll give 2 Apex accounts away today if we can get to 1,500 likes. Okay, they're still bidding these 90s, so still no wash under 90s. Do you know what else I'm going to do? I'm going to put an anchor on off that low because we've had a big move. All right, this is the big level. These 70s are big level. Average price of sellers, average price of buyers. So volume right here at 70s is key. Under, over. Yeah, we'll do a course giveaway as well. Can you trade with a $200 account? I don't know if that would be enough margin to trade with for futures, but you could just buy a prop firm account with that. Be easier for you. You'd have a bit more margin and a bit more room to play with. What's an Apex account? It's a prop firm that provides you The ability to trade by little investment. So you could pay, 20 bucks, I don't know, it might be 30, 40 bucks at the moment to get a 50k account, which basically gives you the equivalent of 2,500 worth to play with. So by the time you've paid for it, everything, let's just call it 100 bucks gets you $2,500 worth to play with. But you have to stick to their rules. All right, still holding 25,000, still holding 90, still looking for a lift into this big seller above us, 714 lot. I would like to see that cleared out and a squeeze higher and then a sell at this point. We've been here long enough. They're still back down to these 90s again. If they lose 90s, they're going to check 70s. If they hold 90s, they're going to come up for that 25,030. We're developing a tight range here, this grey box, which was here before. Right, this is the range. So if they lose this range, they're going to try and come to these 70s, this node here. And if they lose that, right down into 20s. If we hold this range, then I'm expecting a squeeze out to clear out this seller at 36s, or 30s, sorry. So I'm watching this for the short. Ideally, at this point, we go higher first, but it might force us to not be able to get it. What's the program I use for Bookmap above showing the DOM? You just said it. It's called Bookmap. It's literally called Bookmap. What's the green line below? Previous day low. This one? This is previous day low. So we've already taken previous day low. So they keep checking these 90s, right? They keep checking these 90s. If they crack this, we're going to check 70s. If they crack 70s, we're going to come right back down into these 20s. So I'm looking for the short still. Here's the 90s. Gonna have to put something on here in case. Very tight stop. Just in case. You're going to absorb me again. Come on, can we go and check 70s? Absorb me again. Oh, imbalance here. I'll give it a moment here at this imbalance. Not much room. Imbalance here is 94s. I think they want to check 70s here. It's very tight there through the imbalance. Out of this now. Out of this now because they can send this now. Give it a go. I didn't really want to chase there, but they looked like they were going to break down, so I had to put some risk on. Then go and check this buyer at 205. So they might lift this all the way to 35s now, finally, after dithering around for the last, I don't know how many minutes. 45, 15, 20 minutes. They should really come and fill this guy at 30 now. Oh, come on, just get on with it, NQ. Just go one way or the other. When you do this fucking bollocks, it gets frustrating. Do I think trade firms give so much of profit to trader? Their real profit comes from mirroring the trades. No, that's not where it comes from. It comes from failed traders. 100% comes from failed traders. Anyone that says anything else, any of these firms that tell you anything else is just a lie. They make so much money from failed traders. They don't need to do anything else. They've rebid here. They're trying to force this squeeze up now. 35s is the next level, and then through that, honestly, 70s, and then maybe even 150s. Should be wild. How have you not filled this guy at 30s? Come on. I can't have another go at these lows. Not after you just did me dirty like that. Right, they're rebidding 05s now, where that buyer was. Think the 710 order is legit? Yeah, I do. He's been there the whole time. He wants to get filled. And to fill him, you've got to remember, to fill him, we're going to need someone to buy 710 orders up there. Market side, which will be the liquidity that we can maybe use later to move lower. Oh my God, they're losing 05s. They're going to come for 90s again. Are you going to make me look at this trade again? Coming for 90s again. If they lose 90s, we're going 70s again. I can't believe they haven't filled this guy. This balance range here, I'm going to leave this alone. All right, this grey box I'm going to leave alone. We've got to move away from this grey box. The danger right now is leaving this grey box. This is average volume for this session, right? So they can dip under this, hold it, and then come back. We're going to keep chopping in here. I need us to clear out the 710 lot at 30 right here. I need that cleared. I need a pop. I need buyers to get exuberant, and then I can fade. All right, I can fade something like that, or if it really wants to do it up here. I don't want to trade in here. Now, I've had one go at it. I'm nice green on the day, nice fat green on the day. Do not need to diddle in this kind of range here. We're very thin above this, like you can see. I think we will trap bulls up here. That's what I think we will do. We'll see, though, eh? But I think we will trap bulls up there. I think that's the plan today. Where do I subscribe to Footprint? I have it on NinjaTrader, but you can have it on TradingView. You can have it right here on TradingView. Pay for premium or whatever it's called. It's up to you what you use. Most software will have it. You can have it on Bookmap even. You can have Footprint on Bookmap if you want. Could I explain the trades today? Yeah. Can you give me a minute just to see if we get out of this, and then I'll explain it to you, because I think there's another trade setting up. So, and then I'll do it. I took a long, which was incorrect, and stopped out, and then couldn't get the entry I wanted short. Had to watch it bleed 400-500 points without me, and then wait for the long back up. And now I'm going to wait for the reshort back down. Come on, come and clear out this guy. Please, 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 NQ. Please stop doing this bollocks. Please. Please, 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 please. Stop it. Just go and clear this fucking guy out. It'll make my life impossible if we don't. Please come and take this guy out. Oh my god. Back down to the low side of the range again. If they break 90s, they're going to test 70s. If they break 70s, we're going 20s. It's going to make it damn near impossible for me to play if it's going to do this again. All right, here's the 90 check. If they break 90s, we're going to go 70s. If they break 70s, we're going to go 20s or 30s, somewhere around there. I really want to be short, but not here now. Not now that we've done this dance for so long. I need them to lift this up, clear out these 30s, and then we can look short. Need a second leg, right, is what I'm saying. We need a second leg. We need leg 1, pull back, leg 2, trap the buyers, sell it, partial, partial. Thank you, done for the day. That would be perfect. Come on, go and do it now. You've done all the work. Go and clear out this guy at 30s. Here we go. Right, so hopefully we can squeeze through this guy at 30s. Come on, come on, come on. Stop front-loading him. The reason I want to clear him out is to take out this seller of 714 lot, meaning we're going to have an aggressive buyer at 714 lot, and we can use his pain. What platform do I use for imbalances? Again, Footprint. I'm using NinjaTrader, but you can use what you want. Right? Yeah. See all these red lines? They're hard to see, but these are all imbalances. These are imbalances. These are imbalances. These are imbalances. Anything that provides Footprint will do it. Bookmap can provide you imbalances. How have we not filled this fucking guy? Are you kidding me? Come on. Okay, well, I need the bathroom, which means you know what's going to happen. It's going to do the move, but I've got to go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. Oh, fantastic. Great. Okay, they've taken him out, finally. Fantastic. So you can see there, almost 900 lots got filled up there, market side. So big buy is now caught there if we move lower than that. Now, I would actually like us to move a little bit higher first, and then we can start to try and move lower. All right, so we can see this. You can see it on Bookmap above me. Okay, so ideally, we can move a tiny bit higher, and then we use all these pain. But I tell you what, this guy at 30s, that is huge size. Huge, 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 huge size. So ideally, a little drift higher, and then once we pivot back underneath this, we can use their pain now. So ideally, little drift higher, and then use their pain. It might just be that they don't even drift higher, but we're going to see. Definitely buyers caught at 30s, right? Because that seller was there, and we have over 716 lots caught at 30s right now. Please stop calling me in the mornings. All right, so he's stuck. Short now and short now. I'm covering some into these 90s. I have to get short now because he's stuck. Cover some into 90s, and then we'll see if we can find acceptance under 90s. Under 90s, we're going to go 70s. Come on, move out of the grey box. Otherwise, I'm going to peel this off already. So we had to wait for that clear out. Trying to hold a little piece here. Under 17s. Nice. Need follow through now under 25,000, or I take it off at 17s. Give me follow through. Give me follow through. Give me follow through. Give me follow through. Don't want to reclaim here of 17s. 17s to 19s. All right, out here on the run up. I think I might reprice this higher first. Absorb that grey box again. I thought we were going to use him in one go. I wouldn't have minded a trap higher, but I thought we were going to use him in one go and dunk it. But once we do this, we have a move. But maybe they need to do one more shove. But our 30s is a big level here. Big, 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 big level 30s. We're right back there again. So many imbalances overhead, though. Was I short? Yeah, I had to go at a short and stopped out at 17s. We'll re-enter this again if we either squeeze and trap or if we drop and move away. We need to move aggressively away from 30s if we're going to go downside at this point. We don't want him base out here. He's got such big size. If we just move aggressively away, we've got a shot of retesting all the way down here. If we move aggressively away from 30s, we've got a shot of this. Especially if these converge and we let go of this, we can come and retest this, and we will be covering most into here. If we just reclaim this, then we're going to do this move up, and it's just kind of stupid if they've done that to rehold and go again. It's a bit of a faff when they've already done the move they need. Like, they should have either done it in one go and moved away rather than stop, start, stop, start, stop, start, which is what they're doing at the moment. Retest of 30s again. Through 30s and through 36s, they're re-squeezed. So we keep getting stuck at 30s. Remember, we've got 700 lot buyer stuck there right now. These guys just can't make their fucking mind up today what they want to do. I'd say it has been the frustrating thing about this market is if you don't get optimal entry, you look away and you look back and you're 200 points away from optimal entry, and then you wait for ages, and then we go, oh, we're just going to do nothing for a while. Okay, back to 30s again. Love a trade here. Just come and lift it then. You fucked around for so long. If you're going to hold it here, lift it. Don't do nothing. Jeez. Fucking market makers, get a move on. Get a move on. Come and lift it properly. You do all this work for nothing. I don't get it. Man, tape slowing down. We might not get the move here, guys. If they send this to sleep for a day in a range, we might not get the move. No, it's not trapping more buyers. It's not doing anything. It's literally just stuck. It's not trapped significant anything. We're just stuck now. It's just gone to sleep. We would have to move up to trap more buyers at this point. Yes, I know. After big moves, the market chops, but we are expecting a retest down here or a push up. We are not expecting to stay in this chop forever, mate. All right, because we're pro trend. So ideally, they just do a second leg and lift. This is gross. How they're doing this is like yesterday, right? This is really shit. What we're looking for is maybe this and a fade, or this and a fade. We're not look. This is not actually usual after a chop, after a big sell. Not like this. Not like this. I think we'll come up and clear out again by the looks of it. ES already into its VWAPs. SPY just short of them. Please get a move on, guys. Please get a move on. I'm going to have to silence my phone. Slowly building up to VWAP. That's what it looks like it's trying to do, but ES is already there, right? ES is already at New York VWAP right now. Literally right there, right now. Here we go. So finally, all right, coming up to previous week value area high, which is 55s. The last big seller, like I said, was at 68s. Pretty big clear out if they don't hold. Pretty big clear out if they don't hold here. Remember, the guy was at 30s. You have to remember that. And that's where he came in. Such a big level now. We've shifted POC. Coming back to test the guy at 30s. Is he out the way now? If you don't rebid this, they're in trouble. Yes, tap New York VWAP. Still holding 30s for now. If we start moving under him, this is the clear out to sell. We have to be very careful of this shelf now. We've got to, let me redraw this on. Please don't move while I draw this on for everyone. All right, we're under 30s. He's now potentially in pain if we start moving further down, and we will look for the short if we don't hold this shelf. We're right around his entry right now, 30s. We've got to move down to the bottom side of the shelf and let it go. Otherwise, it can keep absorbing and try and drift to VWAP. ES has already hit VWAP though. Gonna fall asleep if we keep doing this. Going to fall asleep. Big buyer is not a short cover, mate, because we had a limit order there and he's a market buyer. He's not a short cover. He's a market buyer. It's literally quite impossible for him to be a short cover. Because there's a limit seller there and he's an aggressive buyer. So the chances of him being a short cover and hitting market there are very, very small. Much more likely it's a liquidity provider. Okay, we're still holding above his level. Do I still think short? Yeah, I still think short when it's finished. When the squeeze is over. I need this to squeeze though, not chop. I need it to squeeze and fail. I need it to trap buyers and fail. I don't need this. I can't do anything in this. If we do this, there is nothing I can do. All right, we need to squeeze. We need to get aggressive and have buyers come flying in. That's the only way it's going to like offer a decent trade. And if they want to lift it all the way up here and reprice this whole thin volume, they can. If they want to come all the way up here to 150s, they can. Right, into previous week value area high. So I'd say here to 70 becomes key. And if they get through that, then at that point, I think we're going 150. But here to 70 becomes key. Maybe even New York view up, I guess. 90s. Testing of 70s coming up. Previous week close. Over then, I guess New York view up and then 150s really. If they're going to do this second leg. That build out of the pause is shite. Possible they go 150s for measured move. It's possible. It's possible. All right, there's the previous week close check into 70s that we just talked about. Now we're coming to test previous week value area high to see if they rebid it. And if not, we're going to come right back down to 30s again. At some point, this thing's got to make a decision. Now they're starting to absorb. What a wild day, man. NQ is so shit compared to ES. When you look at how ES is moving for the squeeze, it's so good. It is so good how ES is moving compared to NQ today. NQ is garbage. Absolute garbage, mainly because of, I guess, Oracle, Microsoft, and Meta like not joining in. Okay, there's the tag of the 70s. And back down to previous week value area high again. We're going to just do these 20-point rotations or 10-point rotations for the rest of the day, are we, NQ? Really, after a 500-point sell, we're going to do 10 20-point rotations, are we? Fucking hell, mate. Still watching these 30s, right? 30s is where it has to hold. Why is this? It should be grey, not red. So they failed 70s. They're absorbing again in front of 30s. Don't even reach it. ES now at New York VWAP, stuck between New York VWAP and 24-hour VWAP, just to make it extra hard. Just to make it extra hard on ES. We can watch 30s here to see if they absorb. Again, they're trying to absorb in front of it. Yet again, not even getting to a level NQ. Shy of a level. I think there will be a short setting up really soon. And I would like to be in it. I'd like NQ to make it easier for me than it is at the moment. ES looks like so much better. Right, back down to check these 30s. This is what's going to be key. Absorb in front of 30s. Of course you are. Of course you are. Let's draw this out and make sure I can see it properly. Of course you are, NQ. Can we get a 30s check, please, so I can see what you want? Please, NQ. They're bidding 25s. I don't understand why we haven't checked 30s already. Come on. Fucking hell, mate. No, I'm not short yet. I'm not short yet because I don't think we've trapped enough buyers up there. But if we start letting go of 30s, I'm going to start considering it. That's why I want to see how we act at 30s. I want to see if they absorb 30s and go for a new high or not. Finally, we're checking it. So do they hold this shelf, this grey box? If we go inside this shelf, then I think we'll rotate the other side of the shelf. If we let go 70s, I think there's fun to be had. At the moment, they're still holding 30s. So far, we tagged 70s like we expected. We're looking like we're holding 30s for now. If we let go of 30s, we're going to go grey box and then rotate to the other side of grey box. Ideally, 25,000, I guess you could watch whole number. Mate, they've literally trading this so slow all of a sudden. So slow. Come on, guys. Can you just stop? I do find it incredible when NQ does this. I mean, it's such a big move to then go to sleep. 530 points to now go into 10 to 20 point tiny little rotations while it makes it mind up. I find it incredible. It does it all the time, though. All right, watching 30s still. They're still absorbing here at 30s. I'm reading both. I have both, Maro. A footprint right in front of me on my chart right here. And I have Bookmap right above me, as you can see on the stream. Reading both. Oh, man, if this goes to sleep, we'll just do a giveaway. Not even at 1,000. Let's get to 1,500, guys. I want to give 2 Apex accounts away today and a course. Market exhausted. I think market's also just digesting. It's how far do they want to bid this up? Like, I keep looking at this, right? 25,073, this edge. Are you on the right chart? Hopefully you are. Get through that. Maybe they can lift up to here. But I think they probably sell here or hereabouts. It's just like, can they trap enough buyers into that move? Even if it's just a sell, right? Even if it's just a sell down to here and then maybe down to here and then we're done with it. That's fine. But we normally expect this move here, or at least to here, after a 2-leg. Just making them make it really hard. They're just going to make it really hard. Honestly. There's that 30s. Let's make sure that's in. There we go. Okay, back to previous week close again. Back to the 70s, back to previous week value area high. Failed to follow through there so far. How we act at 30s is going to remain important right now. If we fail to make a new high here and let go 30s, we might be onto something. Look at the liquidity's just gone. They've just left. I'll tell you the top and bottom range of the grey box. Yes, like basically 35s, I guess, to, you just call it 90s. 35s to 90s. Oh, I'd like one more trade, please, market. Please. Yeah, liquidity has left the chat. It's amazing, though. I'm just looking at the hourly. Like, it's amazing that grind up this week, rip higher on Nvidia, get stuck, and then look at the hourly. Since we left that range at the high, it's kind of mad, man. It's kind of mad since we left that range of like 300s. It's kind of nuts. Look at those 2 hours, like boom, straight down, and then we go back into current area value for the week, and we just get stuck. We just do nothing. Great. It's like you have to be in it at the exact moment. It's like what I'm talking about with NQ at the moment. If you're not in it at the exact moment you need to be, it doesn't give you a second look to get in. It just, I'm going, gone. See ya. It's so fucking quick and aggressive when it's ready. Why another trade? Well, if there's a good setup, I'm going to take the other trade. I'm not out of bullets yet. I think I'm only 2 or 3 trades in the day. Okay, finally, they're starting to lift this now, are they? Here comes the squeeze, finally. So maybe New York view up, maybe 24-hour view up all the way up here. We're going to find out. We're about to find out, folks. So New York view up here. 100 just overhead. 70 still a big level for a bid above it. 30 is also a huge level for a bid above it. That was your first tag into VWAP. Here's the hold of 7, or the attempt of hold of 70s. They lose this, we probably go 30s again for a recheck. Finally, this is the type of move I was talking about, of like a squeeze and clear out kind of move, instead of like doing nothing, instead of a grind. And I'm still looking for the short here now that we've cleared out. Come on, Ninja, can I zoom in so I can see the order flow here? Thank you very much. So I'm still watching 70s and 30s here. 70s, 30s, and 50s really now. How we move between those. Back down to these 50s. Oh, it's tempting to put one on versus 70s, but it feels a little early. How much size got caught at that high? 120, 74. Good 300 lots got caught above 70s there, but we're still absorbing at 50s, so there's no breakdown yet. But it might be coming soon. Just missed that view up though. I need to be careful. To be clear, I'm looking for the short. I'm not looking for the long. I'm now looking for the short. I've been looking for the short for a while. I'm just waiting for it to set up. I'm waiting for buyers to get caught and see a move back down the other way. We've built up all this liquidity of all these buyers buying all this. I think we will come and run all of them out, at least down to the bottom side of the grey box. Question is, when are they done with it? When are they done with it? Do they need to come all the way up to 155s? Are they going to fill this whole imbalance from where we broke down? I don't know. It's possible. So I don't want to rule it out. We're into thin volume here. But if we just grind, it's going to be harder and harder to trade. What indicator do I use for New York VWAP? One from my Discord. Some of the guys in Discord built it. Are you just doing anchored VWAP? Do what I've done here. Just do it to the New York Open. Or just watch VWAP on the SPY and the QQQ. Yeah, there is a difference. Your normal VWAP is your average volume of the whole time the market's open. So you're 23 hours a day. The New York VWAP is anchored to the 9:30 open. It's a cash VWAP. It's cash players. Where are we on the fib retracement? Well, on the swing, if you're going to do it from the swing, we're probably about 30. Yeah, we're 38% on the swing. 140s would be 50% of the whole swing. This is starting to look more interesting here. Watching these 50s again. Watching 50s and 30s. We're starting to get stuck at 70s. It's just no aggression here now, though. No aggression. This will not last, though. These kind of trends, this is bullshit. This will not last. This will be sold into. It's just being here for when it does it. It's being here for when it does it. All right, watching these 50s again. Yeah, still looks like it wants to lift a bit more. Maybe 610s QQQ. Maybe 610s QQQ. Which would be, I guess, 110s for us. It's a big push into that grey box if they do it. All right, watching 50s again here. Still, they are still fucking absorbing this tape down there into 50s now. So buyers are starting to absorb this tape down there. Once they get out the way, I think we have a nasty move back down here. Once these buyers get out of the way, I think we were going bottom side of grey box, and if we lose that, we'll come right back down into here. So I'm looking for a trade at least down into here, and then right back down into here. So I'm basically, to make that make sense, I'm looking for a trade all the way back down to 25,000 and potentially back down into 24,920s, 920s, 930s. When they're done with it, they are still just bidding 50, bidding 50, bidding 50, bidding 50, like non-stop. Bid, 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 bid. Once this guy gets out the way, we can have some fun. Here comes a seller, just stepped on the tape, first time, 65, 165 lot. First time seen someone of notable size come on the tape. They're starting to stack above him now. All right, this is starting to look a bit more interesting. And he's trying to walk down. Okay, so we've got someone being a bit more willing to try and force price lower here for the first time in a while. Big buyer just absorbed them at 58, 158 lot. So now I know 158 lot is at 58, buy side. So if we start moving under him, we're going to use that buyer's pain. Watching this for the short here. Okay, I've got to put something on here now because we've got a buyer stuck at 58. So short now, looking for a move down into grey box, and then ideally under the top side of the grey box, all the way back down. I do not want this to come above 58, right? Because that's where that buyer just came in. Do not want it back above 58 now. Testing 58, out. Out already. Too many games. Too many games. Trying to use his pain, too many games. Not going to risk them running this to 100. Fucking hell, mate. When are you going to be done with it? Clapped. Not really. Like, it's a break even. Came in on his pain, stopped out on his pain. They can still sell this. Like, we're close. We're close to being done with it. Now we know that buyers are chasing in here. But I'm just not going to risk getting caught 50, 60 points. It's called risk management. You're telling me 100. Well, I would tell you if we go 100, we're going to go higher than that. If we're going 100, we might as well go 150. And options are at 110. And it might well do that. But every time it sets up, I'm going to take it until I've run out of bullets. I've probably got 2 more bullets left. We got back to 58 again. Fucking hell, man. Can you fucking make your minds up, you bunch of pricks? Fucking hell. Just fucking do it. This absolute garbage. 2 days in a row of this shite. You fucking idiots. Just do something. Either run it up and send it in trap or drop it. Just stop doing nonsense. Fucking painful to sit here at the moment. Same as yesterday. Like, what is this? This is like nothing. After a 500-point sell, we're in slow grind without a wash. Like, get the fuck out of here, man. This is going to absolutely tank when they're ready. Exhausting to sit here watching this. I know the moment I go, they're going to do it. Back to the 58s again. Banging my head on a brick wall right now. Why? Because we're right at point of control from current week. We're right back into the fucking death chop from 4 weeks now. This is everything we didn't want to do today is what we're doing. We are stuck in the death chop again. I cannot think of anything worse than what we're now doing. Those in the room will be having a good fucking giggle at this. This is everything I don't want to see. Like, if you zoom out on an hourly, look where we are. It's a fucking nightmare where we are. It's going to make trading really shit for the next few weeks until we move out of here. No, there's no way I'm getting long here, mate. No way. The pro trend is down. I don't care how high this squeezes up. I would rather be positioned ready for a short now. Main trend is down. We're leaving volume. It's just how high, how much bollocks do they want to do before coming and cleaning out these stops? That's the question that you're really asking yourself. How much bollocks do they want to do? How many buyers do they want to lure in before they just absolutely tank it and clean everything out? If it goes 150, can it still drop? Oh, yeah, definitely. Absolutely. Back to the edge of this again. Here they come. They're going to go 30s now. Absorbed again. Look at this fucking guy just absorbing 50s. Someone is relentless in 50s right now. And once he goes, like I kept saying about 10, 15 minutes ago, we're going to go grey box and then we're going to wash grey box. He's got to leave the tape. Do I have one more go here? Still at 50s. Here we go. All right, one more go then, down to 30s. Let's see. Let's see then, folks, in this short, watching 30s. And if we go under 30s, we're going to go right back down to the 24.70s. Here we go. Fucking second time lucky, I guess, is a way of putting it. So covering some here into top of grey box, and I'll see if we get acceptance right down into this, and then all the way down. Maybe you can see what I was looking for now. See, I was getting frustrated because I knew they would do it. They just have to fuck around for ages. So pay yourself some here, and then we can look for basically 25,000. So pay yourself some here, and then we're going to look for 25,000. And then under 25,000, we're going to look for 24,930. All right, this is the same thing I told you the whole time. This is what I've been looking for the whole time, right? They will fucking ruin all these people who are chasing, right? So we're covering some here, and if we get lucky, some here. Okay? I tried to get you guys ready for this. Like, so I was getting frustrated because I knew it was coming, and I knew they do this bullshit, guys. When you've been here long enough, you just know they do so many stupid games. Here we go. So let's see if we can now find acceptance to the bottom side of the grey box or not. Here we go. All right, so we want all pops now to fail 30s, right? Here we go, folks. Thank you. Maybe you can see why I get like so animated over this stuff. All right, so covering some into 25,000 here. And we just see now, like if they want to let go of this thing, right? We've got anchored view up off the low. We've got point of control. We've got 25,000. If they want to let go of this thing, because like I said, I think this is the worst looking two leg you've ever seen, but it's a two leg. We cover here, here, and if we get acceptance, we're coming back down, but we're covering most here. And we'll just see now. If we reject 30s, we'll move lower. If we reclaim 30s, we will squeeze right back up to 50s again. So I want to see 30s stay heavy here now for my runner. I really want to see 30s stay heavy. If they don't stay heavy, I will just cut the runner. Very, very simple. Nice rejection there at 30s. Let's see if we can move down now then to 25,000 and under. So stop. Maybe I'll put my stop at 36s because we've got a bit of a shelf there. So stop, move to 36s. And we'll see. We'll see if we can keep going here, folks. Be careful because they keep selling these lows. We've got to move under this now. Here we go. Come on. Get out of the way. Get out of the way, mate. Just let it come. Just let it come to the other side. Come on. Get a good close here. They're trying to absorb here into 10s. I think it's coming, folks. Here we go. So I really want to get back down into the 70s and below. I said, stops in the money now, no matter what. Just moved my grey box. Nightmare. Just move that back up. Am I still short? Yeah, I keep telling you. I've covered some. My stop has moved to 36. I've said it about 5 times now. Come on, guys. Trying to help you. I'm doing the best I can here. Here we go. To be careful, 100 lot seller coming in here. You need price to move to a new low soon. Otherwise, we're going to get caught. Because they're trying to sell these lows and not moving lower. I might come and test these 30s again. And obviously at 36s, I am out. All right, 36s, I am out. I'm not going to afford this to squeeze right back up to those 50s again. Just about kept me in so far. This is where that big buy got caught, remember, at 30s. Very close to taking me out here. Very close to taking me out here. Out on that wick. What's the bet? What's the bet? What's the bet? This is going to be day number 5 million in a row that my runner gets taken out on the wick. What's the bet? Oh, fuck, it's going to happen. I use the shelf. I give it an extra point or two, and I still get done. Oh, you got to laugh. Oh. Oh, you fucking asshole. I gave it a couple extra points as well. You asshole. Oh, it's funny. It's funny. At this point, it's comical. At this point, it's absolutely comical. If you're new to the stream, the last 2 or 3 weeks, this has been the most common thing for me. I get my first 1 or 2 TPs. I have size positions to go to the next one, and I get run to the point. I think it was last week or the week before. I made 130 points, and my runner got stopped out to the tick, and it went another 300 point lower. Okay, well, that's fun, isn't it? Right. While you guys do this, and I sit here extra salty again for the day, although I've had a pretty decent day here. I'm up quite a few thousand, so I'm not going to fucking moan about it. What we're going to do... It's tough, yeah. I mean, look, so someone asked earlier, can I talk through the trade? So I took a loss earlier. My first trade of the day was a loss. It was an over-eager, very stupid trade. I'm very disappointed in myself. This will be going in the journal. All right, so I tried to play the reclaim of this shelf, right? I was thinking, okay, we'll squeeze back up and then maybe fade. So I got long here, and I instantly stopped out. And once I knew, okay, well, that's the shelf being left, I want to revisit into here to short. And I'm waiting and waiting and waiting, and all we do is puke. So I missed this whole move, which is fine. We knew it was going lower at that point, but there's no way I'm chasing. I stick to my rules. People said, why are you sticking to your rules? Why not just chase? It's never worth chasing. So we wait, we wait, we wait, we wait. We get previous weak point of control tap down here. We trap shorts under this swing into it, and we get long for that relief. And then I wait short. I think we had... Where did I have a go, folks? Was it here? I can't remember. Somewhere around here or here. And then finally we get one to go. And this thing is probably going to do the move for you now. So underneath this grey box now, all right, you are going to look for this. This is what we planned out. When we were here, this is what we planned out, right? We've got liquidity, 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 pro trend. What's the pro trend? All right. And clean all this up. Try and make it make sense to you. Why I talk about the pro trend all the time. Right, the trend on the day is down. Big sell, really ugly 2-leg pullback. Right, failed to make a new high into this shelf and possibly back down to here. And you never know. You never fucking know today. You might get that. All right, that's why we play for the short after the 2 legs finish. It's a very ugly 2-leg, but it is a 2-leg nonetheless. There you go. So TP here, and now you're holding now for 930s. Next grey box, right? Into here now. Literally, look at this. What was my stop? Was it 36s, 37s? Can't remember what I had it now. 36s. We hit 36.25. We took me out by a tick. It took me out by a flipping tick. Why not have a mental stop? I'll tell you why. Because we're thin here. And if I don't stop out here and they turn the squeeze on, by the time I hit stop, I'm giving 30 points back. Because we're so thin in how we move. That's why. That's exactly why. Does it work with gold? Yeah, absolutely. You just need COMEX if you're going to trade gold. All right, guys. I'm going to get a coffee. I've set the entry. All right, so code FCT, your best code for all your prop firms. Type it once in chat. Please don't spam it. I'll pick a winner when I'm back. Your cover points now, you're looking for down here. 37s, and then you're looking for low of day. All right, 37s. And then low of day, and you might well get a low of day. And congratulations, those of you who got it. I'll be right back. Oh, it's holding bottom of a grey box right now. Okay. Nice, yeah. Hopefully lots of you got it. Like I said, you've got to pay yourself there, and then hopefully you get down here. It might still do it, but you do not want to reclaim of where I stopped out. Okay, you do not want to reclaim. This is the thick volume now. All right, so they can do some games in here for a bit. Ideally, if you're already short, all right, if you're short here, your TP1, your TP2, and down here, if they reclaim this, I would just cut the whole thing. Cut the whole thing at that point. But hopefully, you know, you stay short here. Maybe they offer this and then resell it. You want to be careful. Look at the anchor view up off the low, starting to hold. All right, so anyway, let's pull the winner, and then we can get back into some education here for you guys. Winner is Dante and Raid. Dante and Raid 7299. Hopefully I've said that right. Dante and Raid 7299. Are you here, Dante? Yeah, nice. Okay, Dante. All you got to do, email me, please, buddy. info@flowzonetrader.com. Send me a screenshot of you logged into YouTube. Okay, once you do that, I'm going to sort you out with a free Apex account. You were on the course before. That's awesome. Well, now you get an Apex account. There you go. It's one of the good things about showing up regularly. We need to get the likes up to 1,500, and we'll do another Apex giveaway, guys. Let's get their likes up to 1,500, and we will do another Apex giveaway. So you're still in this grey box. You're still okay to hold. All the time you're rejecting sort of where I stopped out, basically. You should have paid yourself, and then you're just looking to see now, you know, if you can get down into these. But if you reclaim this, I'd be very, very careful. So far, you look good to me. Looks really good to me. 30s is holding. 30s is where that big buyer was. If you remember why we watched 30s earlier, I said we need to mark it out. Remember this big buyer, this 700 lot? On here, it shows 640. It was actually much more than that. It was over 2 different lots. All right, so we cleared out. We came back down. We're under his pain point right now. All right, all the time we stay heavy versus this, there's a chance to come and fill right back down to these. So 70s was a big level. That's why you covered some bottom of the grey box. And if you get acceptance, we're going to come right back into where all these sellers were down here, 930s. So you still look okay to hold right now. You look okay to hold right now, especially if this gives away. If these give away, this move here is possible, all right? This move here is possible. That's what you want to see. Ugh. This market, man, it doesn't like Alex's stops right now. It really doesn't. Are we doing a course giveaway? We will in a bit, yeah. Why don't you jump back in after it takes your stop? I did. I had like 3 attempts at it, right? 2 or 3 attempts. I think we had like a go around here and a go around here. And then I got it, right? It didn't just take my stop. You got to remember, I made money, right? I got this big move down. That's 50, 60 points, all right? And it took me out here. I'm not then going to enter, like maybe I could have added there. I'm not going to re-enter here. The only other re-entry now will be here if I really want to. And you've got, like, we're coming into lunch now. It's less probable to do the move. I want optimal entry, which is up here, which we took, right? I don't want to chase down here now, all right, as we come into this cluster. Break even twice today. There you go. I was break even twice today. I took a loss early in the morning, though. Why am I not entering immediately after I set stop out? Oh, okay. Well, it needs to set up for me. And I will tell you, I feel a bit emotional today as well. All right, I was getting very frustrated with this, doing all this bollocks for so long. So once it takes me there, where's my next entry? Like, I wouldn't add instantly. We fade away to the bottom. I can't add here. Arguably, there's an entry there risking that. I'd say even this might be better now, but I'm also to say I'm probably out of bullets. Like, I've had a good few attempts at it. Why don't I use a market close to avoid wicks? Well, that's not really going to help you if you get run all the way up here, is it? Right, you're starting to drift now. So you might get it, folks. You might get it. So down into here, and then if you get lucky, I'll tell you what, I wouldn't rule out 24,740 to 24,6. What's this? 660. I wouldn't rule out this move. And I will tell you what else. Those of you who've been on stream with me last week and this week, the daily swing lows down there have poor auctions. They have not been cleared up. Under 700 has not been cleared up properly. You would have seen me talk about it over and over and over again. I'm not saying we do it today, but if we're coming for that tomorrow, fuck me, there are a lot of stops down there that we can run now because they haven't cleared it up. Right? And I talked about that earlier in the week. Subs, what was it, 640s or something? Sub 700s. Trying to remember what we didn't clean up. 670s, yeah, sort of 700 to 670s. Terrible auction at those lows. No excess, no selling pressure at the lows. Awful auctions. They can be cleared up, and I tell you what, we clear those up, we're going straight down to 450s. Dogs drink water. I try and limit in where possible, buddy. But sometimes if the market's moving and I'm not getting filled on my limit, I will just move to a market. But I try and avoid market orders where possible. So now what you want to see is what we just talked about. Now we've broken out from this. You want to see this level here stay heavy and come down into sort of 937s, 940s. So you want to see a rejection. You can just call it 25,000. You want to see a rejection of 25,000 for a move into 940s down to, let's just say 900. So 40s to 900s is your next TP. And then under there, you know, think about all the buyers that came in down here and chased and chased and chased. You know, if we liquidate that, then it's night-night. All I care about today, I don't care about my money. All I care about today is that you guys have actually learned. Like you guys have learned. Today you've seen me make a mistake. This is what you should have learned today. Alex jumped the gun here. Fact. Fact, fact, fact. We're in a sell. We have momentum. He's playing something he thinks can happen rather than what's happening. He jumps the gun. Human error. What do? I stop out. Right? I don't force it. I stop out. Take my licks. We fade against me. I'm waiting for this re-entry to then get short. Doesn't offer it. We drop really heavy. Still not going to get in. I'm not going to chase. I go stick with my rules. We come all the way down. We auction the low. Fail IB. Reclaim trap sellers long. Right? For reprice. Okay. Makes all his money back and some. Drift, 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 drift. 1, 2, maybe 3 attempts. Oh, Ninja's just gone down. Fantastic. And then eventually we get this short back in. And now it's coming all the way down. So we lose one here. We ignore all this. One winner here. Maybe 2 break evens. I can't remember. And then we get the winner. And now you guys might really get paid. All right. Just by sticking to rules. Even though I missed all of this, I'm still able to get a piece of this and a piece of this, which pays my day. It's not as good as all of this. There's no doubt about it. But I can't force it. If it doesn't give me the entry I want, I will always stick to my rules. Because here, when I broke my rules, not following the sell, not respecting that we're leaving value, trying to play the reclaimer value, well, look what happened. I lost. If I just stuck to my rules there and taken that short, we'd have all been laughing today. So I am human. I am human. Don't simulated stops hide the stops from Dom. I mean, you won't see a sim market on the exchange. No, don't predict the market. Exactly. It's exactly what I did this morning. I got caught. It wasn't so much a prediction. I mean, it is and it isn't. I watched us get through VWAP and the buyers step in, and I thought, okay, we're going to go for a drive back to the other side of this. So I entered in here and I stopped out here. So it wasn't a big stop. What's that, like 20 points? Ate the stop. But I ate, the most important thing is I ate the stop. I didn't make it worse. I ate it, realized I was wrong very quickly, and then just couldn't get what I wanted for the short. Alex, so you'd consider a short if it can't break 25K? Yeah, so this grey box, okay, this is how you think about this psychology. Buying, 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 lots of buying, lots of buying. Sell pressure. Okay, average price of buyer is in here, right? So if we keep rejecting that, these guys, your head and shoulder, become your liquidity to move lower, all right? But the problem you've got now is we're into lunch. Guys, I need like 400 likes. I need you guys to smash that like button right now so we can give away another Apex account. Because I've got to get out of here. So if you guys can just smash that like button, that would be great. Alex, I just passed 5 TPT accounts and I'm going to start to try and get through the intraday buffer. Do you think ES is a better instrument to trade to get past the intraday? I don't think it's like necessarily better. It moves slower. You will make money quicker in NQ, but you will lose it quicker if you're not careful as well. We have an ugly market. Do you stream? You do use streaming. You teach people how to trade. Everything's okay. Nothing bad. Thanks, man. So this is the retest of that level, right? So this is what you'd be risking against if you're looking short. You'd be risking against this move here. So far, some nice rejection. Let me just check that low, that last low we put in. Oh, great. Ninja's completely down. Right, give me a second, folks. I can't read anything because Ninja's gone down. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That's not good. Thinks I've got an active order. Let's get that down and open real quick. There must be a limit out somewhere that I haven't seen. Come on, open up. Hopefully there's no active order. It says there is. Must be a limit somewhere. What indicators am I using? Anchored volume profile, flow zones. Where's this limit then? Fuck, this is not good. Please. Come on, Ninja. Wakey, wakey. I don't want to have a limit out somewhere. There you are. I found you. on a Lucid account. A sell limit up at 25,320. Let's get rid of you. 25,320. Was that the beginning of the day where I was looking to fill the sell? There you go. So I had a limit left up here. Lucky I found that. I don't think we would have come back for it today. So that's what I was looking for. That and then a sell. Right, let me give you a readout on this down here. You are seeing a little bit of absorption down here at 60s, folks. Just be careful. If you start reclaiming this, I'll just cut this trade if I was you, if they start reclaiming. How are we doing? Likes almost there. Do I speak Portuguese? No. Prego. That's all I've got for you, Nuno. Prego. Is that Portuguese? Or is that Italian? Might be Italian. What's Portuguese? I'll wrap my brain now. Done for before lunch again. Thanks again, Alex. Would keep winning except for stupid consistency rules. Yeah. Italian. Obrigado. What's like hello and what's the equivalent of ciao? Alex, I'm thinking of taking the volume order flow course. I have 13 months experience. Do you need all the fancy order flow tools to do it? I can't afford them. No, you're either, well, if the volume and order flow course will one teach you volume profile, which will be for free, or you can get this with TradingView. And by the way, if you're trading on prop firms, order flow is free. All right, most people don't know that. Order flow is free for Tradeify and Ninja. So you don't need to pay for anything. If you're trading on prop firms, it's free. Do I teach my strategy in the 20-hour course? Yeah, I do indeed, yes. Ciao. You say ciao with the T, okay. Trap sellers at footprint on the lows. Yeah. At the low of day, you mean, or you mean on this pivot low? Low of day is under here, 900s and under. This pivot low, they got absorbed into this imbalance right here. See this? These guys here, under 60s. Remember I just said under 60s. All sell side. And this is an absorption indicator when it goes green. So we're seeing absorption there. All these guys got absorbed, and we've moved back into towards the 25,000 level, right? So we're going back and forth between these now. You do not want to see this reclaim. It has to stay heavy for you. Otherwise, I would cut it. What do I mean? Order flow is free. No, not like Bookmap, but like I said, on well, they have something similar, but on Tradeify and NinjaTrader, if you're trading on prop firms, order flow is free. There's a video on my YouTube channel. I teach you how to get it for free. Let me find it for you. Here. This video will show you. Bomdia. Yeah, that was it. Bomdia. Bomdia. All right. We're going to do one more winner here. It's just going to be the same guys who were in last time. I'm going to re-roll it now. Winner is Brian Cush. Are you here, Brian Cush? Let me know you're here, Brian. Nice. Okay, same thing for you, Brian. Just send me an email, info@flowzonetrader.com. I'll sort you out with a free Apex account. I would cut this trade now, folks. You're reclaiming the levels, so I would leave this trade now. Right, info@flowzonetrader.com. Send me a screenshot of you logged into YouTube. And the last thing we will do today is to give away an introductory course, just the 2-hour one. All right, so just type course once in chat. Please take a look at gold. I can have a look at gold while you guys type course. Just type course in, not FCT. You got to type course in just once in chat. You're still at that key point on gold. Same as last week. All buyers are trapped over this level right now. 5-2, whatever it is. We can put a line in here. Nice, Hiko. Thanks for that, man. Very, 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 very kind of you. All right, you can see on gold, whoever just asked about gold, we're very thin above this level here. That's why we keep rejecting. This will all be buyers stuck. All right? All buyers are stuck up here. Fact. You can see it here. No acceptance over this. So everything over, let's just call it 2.6, 2.5, 2.6. Everything over that is stuck participants buy side. All right? If we think about a fib from the high to the swing low, I've got to move this down a bit. All right? You're into golden pocket. So if we start rejecting here on GC, okay, you've got liquidity starting to be built out, but we're going to do rotations on GC. If we start rejecting here, back down to this node, right? This is your rotation. This is a 1-2 leg, just like we've just seen. If they lose a bid here, we're going to come back down and test this again. If they are able to hold above here, all right, then we are thin, and it has a shot of doing that. I would be somewhat surprised if it does that without doing at least some pullback here and retrapping more shorts here. It would have to retrap. But that's what I'd be looking at right now. I'd be using this node here, 125. Bulls, aggressive bulls really need to protect 125, and you need a close and base over 666, right? So 125 over 66. Then you can maybe, if you're lucky, get a squeeze. But I will tell you what, it's much better to have been long from these nodes down here that we talked about, right? And selling into this, right? And then just holding a runner. A new money long here is really dangerous because it's a 2-leg that can definitely be sold into at 61. Hopefully that has helped you. Hopefully that's helped you. Let's go back to NQ. There we go. Why does it TPT do intraday trail down on Pro, not with Evo? I don't know. You'd have to ask them. But it doesn't take very long to get past it. Okay. And let's pull the winner for the course. Top Duck. Are you here, Top Duck? Nice. Congrats, Top Duck. All right. Introduction course on its way to you. Same thing I need. Just email info@flowzonetrader.com. Send me a screenshot of you logged in. Liam, if you say it one more time, you're going to be banned from chat. You just keep pushing and pushing and pushing. You got one last chance to be quiet. Otherwise, you'd never be in there again. All right. Well, I'll give you a chance. What's the sell indicator? It's the Flowzone Pro. This version of it comes with the course, 20-hour course. Otherwise, you can buy the upgrade on the website, or you can buy it direct. Hey man, I've watched a lot of other streamers have unsubscribed from them all. I just found you today, and you've provided so much value already on this stream from those other streamers. Thank you, man. Yeah, I try and teach as I trade on here. It's the one thing that I try and do to separate what I do. You'll see many times I don't take trades, but I'll call them for you because they don't fit into what I'm looking for in strategy. But I'll try and teach you what they are. Yeah, Habibi. Shokran. Alex, I can't tell you how much I've learned from the last 3 weeks. You got me to a funded account, and I've come 60% on another combine. I've learned so much. You've got a loyal follower. Thank you, man. Thanks for joining. Do you pick winners from YouTube or Discord only? No, YouTube. They were picked from YouTube. Yeah, maybe we'll do that. Learn to think for yourself. But the problem is, I feel like it's really unfair on people that are unable to pay for a subscription or a membership. Do you know what I mean? But you've got a valid point if they keep spamming. What do you get with these courses? Is it videos, Discord? I've never taken a course, but I really respect how you trade. The beginner to advanced course is 20 hours. It's a lot. So it's 20 hours on demand. I take you from knowing nothing all the way to understanding like how fundamentals work, how news affects markets, how we price it in ahead of time. And then I go through, gently build you up through technical analysis until you've got a wholesome understanding of the market and how I trade and what I look for, the kind of playbook. With that, you also get Discord, no monthly fee, just for free. And you also get a version of this indicator, a slightly simplified version, but a version of this indicator. That's with the 20-hour course. You can upgrade to this indicator if you want, or you can also buy the volume and order flow course for cheaper if you buy it all in one. So it's all there. What's my Instagram? Everything, all my socials are @FlowZoneTrader. Alex, if it goes to 25,000, how much it can go up? Well, it can't get through it yet, right? We keep rejecting it. We're not reclaiming it. I would cut it if it closes inside, but we're not closing inside. We're starting to reject. So, but if we reclaim, it really annoys when it does this. If we reclaimed, you'd be looking for this and this again. They might have just done another second leg to come back down again now over lunchtime, which is dirty of them to do. But you just got to watch these 60s. Remember, there was some people stuck in 60s. Here you go. So we're coming back down to this buy side imbalance. All right, so we had some players stuck down here. We'll see if buyers step back in here versus 64 or not. So if they're going to dip buy it, they better do it now. Otherwise, new lows. Do I use anchor VWAP at the start of the session, or do you use a running VWAP? Both. So this is the start of the session VWAP. This is the running session VWAP. And this white line is off the low. So I knew the average price of buyers, and they're now underwater, right? The white line is the average price of buyers. Their average price is 25,000. So they're now underwater. Gold call out was perfect. Nice. Yeah, we talked about that maybe a week or two ago. Nice, Tyson. Hope you're good, mate. Hope you're doing good. Did you get this? This is the Tyson trade. Did you get that, buddy? Everyone now on Twitter talking about initial balance. I made initial balance. I made initial balance famous. Yeah. No one knew about initial balance to me. I'm really cool. Fuck off. Initial balance been around forever, mate. Yeah. Yeah, I invented support and resistance. I invented it. They call me the S&R guy. Got 150 points. Nice, mate. Nice. Alex, what do you think about the NinjaTrader order flow detector indicator? Have you used it? If so, do I think I should put it on as a minimum lot size to detect? Yeah, I used to use it. I use equivalent of it now. Yes, it's good. Depends on the market. You could use like 20, 30, 40, 50 lots, somewhere around there. How did I predict NQ being a sell bias at the 9:30 open? Well, I don't think I did. I gave you the possibilities. I can go over it now quickly. Right, came from this. Remember, we kept talking about revisiting potentially up here to the naked point of control, right? You can see this red line was the naked point of control. I've taken it off the screen because we tagged it. So yesterday, or the last couple weeks, we've been in a range, correct? Yesterday, we broke out of the range, which is why we were long bias at the open yesterday for that squeeze up. All right, here's the long bias of the squeeze up. We tagged the naked point of control, right? That's the job done. That's what the market wanted to do. That was its obligation. We chop all day and we build this liquidity. Nvidia comes out, we spike the high, we run all these stops. The only stop that we left in was from here, Wednesday, the 4th. And I'm actually somewhat surprised we didn't just take that this morning and then do it. All right, so once we built out this liquidity here yesterday and overnight, all right, and we have a failed look above twice. Once we break this, we know, right, we're very thin. We're likely to repair to here, somewhere in here, either this level here or this level here where we're now at, right? So this becomes, once we leave this, this becomes probable. Where did I go wrong today? Well, I thought we might do a little look below, it fell, come inside and then resell it. I'll be honest, that's what I thought we were going to do. So I stop out there and I just wait for it to give me an entry back here. Can you just fill me here to come down? Like you would have seen, I've just cancelled the entry. The 320s is where I was looking. So that's obviously where I thought we were going to pin to and then sell. Couldn't get filled. So we do this whole move very, very aggressively in the space of about 90 minutes. Right. So we sell from top side of this range pre-market, bottom side of the range, leave bottom side of the range, never revisit it, come right down to, what's this? Resistance becomes support. Do we see reaction? No. Where's the next point? We're going to go this node here, developing profile. Do we see a reaction? No. Where are we going to go? This node here, week before. And now we finally find a bid. So we hit previous week point of control, right? And we tagged previous week point of control and we've traded back up to current week point of control. To make that make sense, we tried to see if there was value from 1, 2, 3 weeks ago point of control. Let me clean this up and just make this make sense for you. We left a balanced range and tried to see if we would gain value at an old value area, right? Fair value. We didn't find value there. So we leave this area and we're going to search for balance. Imbalance comes, we search for balance. Maybe balance is going to come at the top of an old value area. No, it doesn't. Maybe it's going to come at the old point of control. No, it doesn't. So we go back 2 weeks Do we find value at this old value area? Yes, we find value there. We bid. Now we're finding value right here into current week's value area. So we've traded from current week to 2 weeks ago to 1 week ago to current week in about 12 hours, right? In about 12 hours, well, maybe 24 hours. I guess yesterday you can include. We come from current week to 2 weeks ago to 1 week ago to current week in 24 hours. Make that make sense. Understand how aggressive that was. Understand how aggressive this is. A week's worth, 2 weeks worth, a week's worth in 24 hours. Right? Why? Because we're in a big balance. So we can rip really quickly when people are stuck. All right? Hopefully that's helped to make sense, right? This is why we use, these are why these areas become important. These areas become important. These areas become important. These areas become important. These areas become important, right? Really important. Indy was asking me yesterday, one of the guys in chat, so this could be a trap. Yeah, definitely. We could reprice down to here. I'm going to be honest, I didn't think we were going to reprice down to here. I've said it already. I did not think we would reprice that low. I thought, this is what I drew pre-market, right? You can see it here. I thought we would reprice to 110s, all right? I thought there was a good chance of a rotation, failure, reprice to 110s, and then maybe scoop it underneath that and rotate all the way back up. We haven't seen that. We've seen a failure all the way down here, all the way down there. I didn't think that would happen. I thought we'd fail this block, but I didn't think we'd come as deep as we have. That's why we're adaptable, right? Amazing explanation. I've learned so much. 2,000 up on a $600 account I started yesterday. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. How can you add DOM bars at the side of the screen? What DOM bars? I don't have any DOM bars. The only DOM bars I have is on my Bookmap. This. Is this what you mean? This is my DOM. Do I still think you can go down from here? Yeah, definitely. There's a chance. If you break these, remember, this is what we said. You've got to be careful into these 60s where those sellers got stuck. But if you break this, right, if you reject this now, right, you failed back in here, you come here, your cover is into here, and then you're holding for a breakdown. Under here, the next level is down to these guys. And we can do a projection on that to see. It doesn't have to do it today, but let's see where we think we can go. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. Right into previous week's value area low would be the 161. Very, very, very possible. It doesn't have to be today. Very, very, very possible. I will also do a projection of the initial balance. These guys, oh, I made the initial balance. I made it famous. Shut the fuck up. Right. Initial balance projection would be into this daily level, which is to take out that liquidity I've been wanting to take out forever. And the measured move would be to these weekly lows. All right. So I tell you what, tomorrow, if we're going to sell, I want to finally see us come and wreck all these guys. All right. Simple as that. If we're going to sell tomorrow, I want to see follow through. I don't want to see fucking around down here again as like we've seen all week. If we're going to go and break this market lower, let's go and do it. Let's go and have some fun. Nice, Lance. Nice, nice, nice. What's the name of the indicator, the blue and grey one on your chart? It's not an indicator, guys. It's anchored volume profile. It's just volume profile. Alex, that guy from yesterday that was putting 100 lot sale, he's coming back after lunch, 30 minutes. He's going to start shorting the market down for half an hour. Maybe. Yeah, okay, Demon. I'm going to change that right now. Thank you for reminding me. There you go. Changed it. Good on you. Thank you, buddy. Lot size detection. What do I currently use? To check on FB. Big lot. Minimum has to be 25. 25 in one go. All right, not from different participants in one go. Hey, what's up? What's up from Austria? How's it going? Do you use any other bookmap indicators? At the moment, I've put absorption back on. I don't really like it. I'm going to have to change the size on there. And I have, you can see, very light at the side. I have volume profile just to help me see like sometimes single prints in case I miss them on my screen. That's it though. You really don't need anything on Bookmap. You can just have it pretty standard. Show the setting of volume profile. Read the chat above you. Read Nightbot. And please and thank yous go a long way in life as well. What's next for ES? You're stuck between 95 and 90 right now, gamma-wise. Is there a breakdown under that? No, they haven't priced anything in for today underneath that yet. So yeah, they don't want to lose on the SPY. They don't want to lose 686. If they lose 686, they've not priced anything down until you get to 680, and they've priced nothing else in on ES yet. So I think it's unlikely you get there at the moment unless things change. CVD divergence is there. Let's have a look. Why have I got two CVDs showing? I guess there's a tiny bit of divergence showing some buying absorption. That's about it. Is it a good time to get swing longs on tech? I don't think so. I mean, I've got starters on, but look, I mean, I've been talking about this for a while. Let me show you. That is a very strong sell off the 50-day today after a bit of a liquidity run. And this can still be a two-leg. Who's the guy that said, is it crown reversal? My fucking YouTube. That means you were watching that James bloke who's already been arrested for fraud, you knob. Okay. There's a very good chance we dive lower here. Look, we cannot reclaim a shelf. We need to clean up these down here. These are bad auctions. And I would say if we clean that up, it's night-night. We're going to come and take this out. And I think I've talked about this a lot. There is a chance to move definitely into 24,000, which would be 10%. And I think there's a pretty good chance we come back down to here, which would be a 15% pullback. And I wouldn't be surprised if we do that by the end of Q1. That would not surprise me at all. All right, to see the market break these lows and do something like this, right, and base out, and then we can see what's what. Swing long wise, can see what's what. The only things, you know, which there are some things already down there, right? So you've got some stuff's already down in that range. Right, we're already getting down to that range in Amazon. All right, I think that's probably a good buy opportunity. Anything below there is like a no-brainer. Like load the boat. What else have we got? Oracle's down there, but again, like very weak, relative weakness. So you need to be careful because if NQ snaps, then these are going to snap deeper. So I've got starters on these, but nothing else, nothing of notable size. in case we get really, really weak. I will bid like on massive weakness for like a 3 to 5 year bid, right? I'm not trying to sell instantly. What else is coming down into these levels? Hood. This thing's getting wrecked. Starting to base out a little bit down into this pivot, but this is what we're talking about. Like this pivot here is the same pivot I was just talking about buying NQ at. So some of them, software, anything software based where they think, you know, AI might come in and change the game, down into those things. The trade desk got annihilated last night. That we're at underneath all these levels already, just absolutely wrecked. Right, so I think it's worth being patient in most of these names, if I'm honest. You want me to look at silver? Have a quick look at silver. This is the last thing I'm doing, then I'm out of here, folks. Been here an extra half an hour now. This is going to be much the same. And I tell you what, if I was going to be long an asset, it wouldn't be silver right now. All right, that's an explosive move. This would be a reprice, and I doubt this has much chance to move higher. Look at that, 50% reprice, and I tell you what, there's going to be a shelf that it can't get above. I already know it. There you go. You don't want to be long silver. Unless you get a hold over 96s, which is just not, I just don't see it happening. Look at all the buyers who are stupid enough to come and fucking buy up here. What kind of idiot is buying at like 4 standard deviations? Oh, silver 120. Are you fucking mad? Are you mad? You go back a year ago and this thing was $100 an ounce less. What is wrong with people? What is wrong with people? Honestly. Mad. The world goes mad, man. Retail's insane. So lower time frame. I'll be using this as supply. What are we pivoting off? I'll be watching this as your over under. You hit IB low. Why is this printing? Why isn't this printing from 9:30 on there? That's weird. Yeah, I'm not that long by silver. Look at all this volume stuck in here, even if we go from here. You're stuck in range. I'd say you're either short versus sort of 87s or short versus 88s for the range. Oh, what have I done there? All right, so I'd be short versus this sort of ledge here, looking to see if you can find acceptance down. And if they squeeze, I'd be short versus this for that leg down. There's your liquidity. That's what they've built out. Once you let go of that, I'm going to assume you're thin. Oh, yeah, you're thin right down to here. All right, so if they let go of that, you're coming back to 80s. No, I have no long bias on silver. None. Zero. Zip. Nada. No, there's no way I'd be buying dips on silver long term. It's not got the same use as gold. It's not the same hedge to the dollar. It doesn't have the same value. It doesn't have the same use. And I'll show you other stuff to like make you understand. No, just no, no way. All right, GC within dailies with usage and still extended, but at least holding 5-day, 20-day within mean. This ugly parabolic extension, 5-day extension. Everyone caught up here above top Bollinger Band. I don't think you got a hope in hell in getting up there again. Don't care about the physical. It's silver. I don't fucking care. It's not got the same use. It's not got the same use. And if it has, it was priced in. All right. If it has, it was priced in. And this is my other thought. How much higher do you want it? All right. Let's just go back to the start of 2025. They priced in a 250% move. You are still 163% up. So you think you're going to buy 163% up on a year and get where? I'm going to tell you, I don't think you're getting above that Bollinger. I don't think you're getting above any of this volume. They used, anyone who bought up here, they used you for exit liquidity. All right, this was your mum, your nan, your granddad, everyone buying silver. Oh my God, I'm going to go to the pawn shop. I'm buying silver. I'm going to buy silver. I'm going to be so fucking rich, mate. Look at all the adverts. I'm going to be really rich. Yeah, you just got fucking wrecked because you don't understand the market. And they used all retail buying to sell into. We are not going to let retail out. They're going to get caught holding the bag. This is no different to GME. They are going to get caught holding the bag, right? Maybe we trade sideways for a long time, but I don't think this is a net long position on silver. I think there's an argument for usage for a net long position on gold. I don't think there's an argument for it on silver. But hey, it's my opinion, right? I can be wrong. I can be wrong, right? It's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. Right, you're still rejecting this range up here, right? You're still doing it. It's just rejected 25k again. You're dripping lower. You're almost there, folks. You're almost into your 35s, right? The grey box. Remember, this is your TP down here. TP into here, and then you're looking for lower day, honestly. So TP into here. All right, look at this. They keep rejecting. You would now want to stay heavy versus sort of 70s. TP, and then if you get lucky, you can look at 800s. I'm going to give you these before I go. All right. If you get lucky for a breakdown today, you can look at 800s, you can look at 730s, and you can look at 670s. All right. These are your levels to look. If you get a breakdown under lower day. How much is the course? $699 for the 20-hour course with Discord. For a $399 for the volume and order flow course, so you can get them together in a bundle and save like 100 quid. So I think you can get both together for like under $1,000. Since volume profile is developing with the market, at what point do you start taking it seriously for the levels of the day? Straight away, the moment there's like peaks, right? Peaks. The moment there's peaks, unfortunately, we have never retested it. Peaks. As soon as you see like clear shelves, you start. So now I'd be thinking about this 65. Right. So now I'd be thinking about if I'm short. All right, I'd want to see a rejection of this. I wouldn't want to see it come into the low volume. I'd want to see it reject this to tell me it wants to go lower. All right. So I'd respect this straight away. How often do I stream? Monday to Friday. 9:15 New York time all the way into lunch. I'm normally done 40 minutes ago, but I've ended up hanging out with you. I'd watch this 686 on SPY, right? Massive level. Massive level. Same as the 20s on the VIX. All right, guys. Time for me to go. I need to eat some food, get to the gym. Alex, thanks for something in my brain click that I've been making good trades for. Went 7 for 7. Nice work, mate. Do I use volume profile for the week? I do. What's 600? On what? What are we talking about? on SPY, 686 and 680. I don't think I said 600. All right, big love, everyone. There you go. So this is your level here, is your current under. You want to protect 65 to 70, right? To stay short, you do not want to see it reclaim 65 to 70. Right, I'll be back. What is tomorrow? It's tomorrow Friday. Oh, my brain's not working. Oh my God, it's Friday tomorrow. That came around quick. Oh yeah, awesome. All right, so Friday tomorrow, final day. Let's have some fun. Let's close the week out strong. Sit in your shorts. Anyone who's, oh God, anyone who's short from up here, I'm going to come back end of day and we're going to be all the way down here or something. I know it. I just know it. It's just sod's law. But if not, we'll play for that tomorrow. Freaky Friday. Yeah, Freaky Friday tomorrow. Trade safe, folks. Use hard stops. Be kind to each other. Remember, you will get out from this career what you put in. So be kind, be patient, be vigilant. Do not let your ego take over. All right, and you will be just fine. Peace and love, everyone. I'll see you tomorrow morning, nice and early. Those in Discord, I'll be in there in like 45 minutes or something. Maybe actually a bit sooner, and then I'll jump out for a gym session. Take care, everyone.